buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the hot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but my buds call me Bam. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is so great to be back. We had a couple dark weeks there while I was doing a little play. A little play here in town, just a little play, the littlest play. Doing a little play here, doing a little Shakespeare with the Nevada Shakespeare Festival. It was great, but honestly, being back here with all these amazing people, all my lovely buds, all my favorite friends, it's just so good. I look forward to this every single week. Thank you for joining us on this lovely Tuesday. It means the world, friends. Thanks for all you do, all the support. We're all over the place. We have many socials. There are Heart Studios is the bulk of them. But all the links and everything are below here. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, the links are all in the doobly-doo. And so if you check in there, you can see where all the Weed&d stuff is at, man. We are crushing it, and a lot of great creatives working on all kinds of awesome things. We are continuing to push forward, trying to make this bigger and better every single week. So thank you guys just for the subs and the follows and the shares and all the stuff. You guys are simply put the absolute very best. So guys, I gotta say my favorite fucking thing is playing D&D with my buds. So I think rather than me yib-yabbing the whole time, we should probably just jump to that. So in order to do so, I got to pass this magical joint here through the fibers of the interweb to my dear and wonderful friend, Brenna Folger. Hey, Brenna. Brenna.
Yes,
How you doing, girl?
Yes. I'm doing great, fam. Hey, everybody. We're back. It's me, Pickles on Wheel, cut the Forge Monk, and I'm ready to kick some bat ass. Some bass. Oh, my favorite cryptid, actually one of my favorite cryptids. I really like. So we can get into like yokais, like the crazy like Japanese demons. Like there's tons of those that I love. That'll be a separate prompt. But I just love that Mothman. He's a sweetheart. He seems like a little sweet meat. And you know, I think about him sometimes. But that's who my favorite cryptid is. He's a pretty famous one. But Abby, do you have a favorite cryptid?
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. I am totally a squatcher for life, baby. Looking for all those broken tree branches because I know it's those Sasquatch formations. Les Stroud's Survivor Man actually has an excellent Sasquatch series if anybody is looking for some content. But anyways, I'm WeeDnD, better known as Amaryllis VonCheux around these parts. And, you know, I'm ready to kick some bat ass as well. Let's get all batty. What about you, Drewby? How are you doing?
Oh, baby girl. Yeah. Well, thank you for just describing to me what cryptids are, because for a second I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? I don't even know what that is.
It's a type of currency.
Make some bullshit up. But yeah, no, I got it. So it's like, obviously, what up, Drew, fucking Digby, Moleeggington, just mowing motherfuckers down with my gat, gangster style, dumps like a truck. What? And if it's not Scottish, it's crap. All about Nessie. What up? Nessie's my cryptid. So that's a real thing. They exist. There's multiple. There are families. They just got careless in Loch Lomond. So that's all there is to it. Just be smarter, sea beasts is my. All right, so this never happens. Gus, how about yours?
Thank you very much, Drew. That's right. I am Gus, Two Blunts Langley, and I will be playing Dickens tangled all up in your face.
All up in here.
So my favorite cryptid, present company excluded, obviously. I got a deep cut for y'all. You might not have ever heard of this. It's called the Grickly Gractus. My family used to warn us about it all the time. They'd be like, don't wander out into the woods because the Grickly Gractus will get you. It's like a big stinkweed monster that snatches up kids. Really, I think they were just smoking weed back there and didn't want the kids to go back there. But I digress. That's just a theory. So let's do some more monster and weed stuff, right? Over to you, Bam.
Yeah! Oh my goodness. Delicious after having traveled around the interwebs. Holy crap, dudes. Yeah, my cryptid. So I probably was going to go Nelly myself, being a Scot. Having just played Macduff, a little bit of a Scottish man in a Scottish place set in Scotland. But since it was stolen from me, just robbed by dear and wonderful friend who stole it, I'm gonna go with the Wendigo, man. Popular, often used in D&D. I say I would tell all those people to continue looking into the Wendigo myth because it goes pretty deep and it goes pretty crazy. So. That's it. That's my cryptid. My cryptid is the Wendigo. But holy crap! Now I'm feeling like feeling robbed. I feel like Drew.
Bro, I thought you said Ellie, and I was like, that man exists. I have seen him.
I swear, I saw him once in a dream. He had a Band-Aid under his eye.
But also, like, we can all like things together.
You guys can have the same cryptid. It's
No.
fine.
That is not how cryptid fandom
it's on
works.
Site with that dude.
You can only like one. All right, fine. Drew and I together really like Nelly. I wanted to say it because there's a saying about Loch Ness that I absolutely love. And it is, if you stand on the edge and look across Loch Ness and you cannot see the other side, it's because it's raining. But if you stand on the cove of Loch Ness and look and you can see the other side, it means it's about to start raining. I don't know. I love it so much. But some very friendly Scottish fellow told me that when we were traveling abroad, and I absolutely loved it. So, holy crap, dudes! What do you say we jump into our own little fantasy world full of our own cryptids and nightmare creatures? Because maybe there's one lurking pretty nearby. But in order to do that, we got us a little ritual we like to do around here, buds. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you haven't. We like to take a lighter, like this electric green one here, to match our emotes in chat. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Light us up. Let's play some D&D.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Ooh, God, I love that freaking intro, guys. Seriously, I can't thank everybody enough. Sean, Ed, Sandy's music, Vlad's art. It is, man, it's a treat. It hits me right in the feel good. So while my feel goods are buzzing, what do you say you allow me to set the mood? Oh, yeah, setting that mood. When last we left the helping committee, they had finally succeeded in communicating with the strange life force within the God Seed. Upon returning to Humble Thatch, each member returned to their individual lives. Dickens met with a mysterious wayfarer who had hired him to keep tabs on the group for reasons unknown. Gary returned to the borrowed cart to the Greenheart Farms. Pickles returned to Nade Manor with questions of his existence, and Digby and Amaryllis headed deep within the burrow. A flash of light summoned Amaryllis within the God Seed, and she attempted to communicate with the spirit within, leaving a nervous Digby to proceed alone down the surface tunnels to find his hiding place. As perils began to emerge in each of their locations, the magic of the God Seed summoned all of them to the magical space created by the memories of Amaryllis. Once more combining their unique abilities, the helping committee were able to communicate with the fiery maiden, who beseeched them to find the fires and birth her into the world of Ganjaria in order to stifle the chaos that reigns supreme beyond the black iron gates that protect Sativan. Eager to return to the defense of Sara Nade, Pickles, Digby, and Amaryllis then dove through their portal, returning them to Nade Manor and the dark magics that seemed to be assaulting her. All right, guys, we jump back in. You're all standing, well, not all of you, just some of you. Amaryllis, Pickles, and Digby Moleeggington with Roly-Poly by your side. You are standing currently in the doorway of the bedroom of Sara Nade, deep within the Gothic manor, the Nade Manor, on the far west side of town, surrounded by a moat. A strange, mysterious building that everybody just remembers having been there, but nobody really remembers how it got there. Sara, the child, the silver-haired young woman, not child, she's growing into a young woman now, floating above her bed currently. You see the silver strands of hair falling down, her eyes closed as if she is in slumber, but floating, 5 feet above the top of her bed. The room around you is rather large, having been in a palatial mansion. This girl has a pretty big bedroom, but currently it's blighted by bats flying all around you. You see, again, I said they number nearly 100 as they soar around the room chirping. The room itself seems to have this strange kind of mercurial hum and wave to it, as if the room around you is half in the tangential plane, and the other half, only maybe perhaps Pickles is familiar with. You also seem to be halfway in the nightmare realm. Now, Pickles, as you have defended Sara from her bad dreams that grow worse and worse as she has gotten older, you feel somewhat familiar with this location. The idea of being in a place in the real world that has some strangeness to the way it feels around you. The walls themselves, though made of concrete, kind of wave as if like the beams of magic that you've seen, emanating all around you. But currently, the three of you, after jumping through the portal in the magical space inside the Godseed, returning to this moment of peril, all of your feet hit the ground. You hear the little slap of them as they hit the ground before you. And you see flying around in the room in front of you is 100 bats, 4 swarms of bats. Just flying around the room. Now, on the far side, Pickles, you're probably the first one to be familiar with the sight, and of course, you're focused, locked on Sara Nade as she floats in the bed. You notice these 2 shadowy forms beside her, just rubbing their little shadow hands together, and small waves of magic seem to be permeating the mind of Sara as she floats. You also notice this strange chittering, but it seems like it's echoing from all around you. At first you turn expecting some strange beast behind you, and there's nothing there, and then you hear the chattering on the far side of the room. This entire room, the confluence of bats flying around, the child floating, the shadow creatures next to her, the eerie flow of the room all the way around you guys. It all kind of lulls you into this strange, you're somewhat subdued. You're not used to being in this nightmare realm, and probably never outside normal means would never really be able to be there. But Pickles, you kind of understand what's going on around you as your feet, land. You were the most prepared for what you were going to see, having been there before. So Pickles, what do you do?
Okay. Shit. Okay, so half of these things are kind of in the nightmare realm.
Yeah, so it seems that they're both. That you're kind of in both places right now. Cool. In a normal nightmare, you wouldn't even see, nightmares tend not to fill in the blanks. Windows don't actually have panes of glass in them. Right. Doors don't actually open. They're just symbolic. And so, the door you just walked through is open behind you. You can look back and see the empty halls of Nade Manor behind you. No sign of Alyssa at this point. And so you kind of look back, there's more detail here than there would be in the nightmare realm. But again, that kind of like flowing, ether of it all, the strange feeling you feel inside you've been in the nightmare realm before, and that is what this feels like.
So is there a way with my knowledge to kind of like pinpoint what this like chittering thing that we're hearing around the room, like?
Okay. So I want to, this is an important detail as well. This room is dark currently. Okay, and the only real light sources in this room, remember it's dark outside. You guys still probably have about an hour of sunlight left before the morning of the ritual, the opening ritual festival, not ritual festival. Sorry, the opening festival is the next day, a big, very important day, probably the day of the year. Christmas of Sativan, if you will. And so in this room, now that the door is open, there's a little bit of spilling light from the candelabras in the hallway, which kind of illuminates this area you guys are standing in the front. But the rest of the room is cast in all of these shadows. Go and make me a perception check, Pickles. As you hear this this chittering, now in one location, now in another, around the room.
15.
Nice. So you know, kind of looking around. I'm sorry. Do this. I want to be fair. All right. So yes, exactly. So all right. So actively searching, you're looking around. You know, you hear a coming from like this north side of the room near where you know her little like fainting couch is that she likes to spend afternoons on reading. You know, she reads a lot of books, Sarah, and especially as she's starting to get older, she's understanding that she's going to have an instrumental place in the world around her, and she wants to familiarize herself with the customs of Sativon, knowing that she is kind of a sought after woman in this time. So you kind of look over underneath the this little like purple fainting couch in the north side of the room, and for a moment you see a pair of insectoid eyes gleaming from the darkness. They have a familiar red glow. If you recall, Pickles, the glow of the nightmare that called you to the Grape-Eyed Mountains in the first place, this pair of red eyes staring down, somewhat calling you forth, it has the same familiar energy, but just as soon as you go to kind of see the rest of the form, it disappears. But there is another creature in this room.
Excellent. Just wanted to confirm that.
You know, bats flittering all around you.
Great. May I okay. I'm gonna look to Digby and Amaryllis. We've got to kick a lot of ass here. I'm gonna go get the ones closest to Sara. So goodbye, and I'm gonna just jump away. But I want to kick off of the bats and then like jump towards these motherfuckers.
Okay, these like shadowy forms on either side of her at the bed. Okay, so that's going to kick off an initiative for us. You will start the initiative, Pickles. And so you know, as you kind of bounce off, they are menacing, you know what I mean? Like, whereas you know, perhaps if a human or something might want to discuss with you as you come into the room, these are all malevolent creatures. And so the presence of you in the room, again, it's starting to get a little dark as you get farther toward the far side of the room. So there is like a creeping darkness kind of around the room. Those of you with dark vision, you're good. Those of you without it, this room might actually might be a little troublesome. So I'm going to go ahead. I added this to the initiative order. You guys go ahead and roll initiative as you see Pickles jumps into the sea of bats. You know, as you guys kind of land in the room, Digby and Amaryllis, you look at each other, and suddenly you hear the pittering feet of Pickles running away. Now, while you guys do that, we ship. Well, actually, we're going to have to wait here real quick. We're going to have to, rather than run away, let's stay here for our. Look at the 2 1s. Now the other one was with it not at disadvantage, but 2 of the first 3 rolls were 1s.
I was just curious.
So here we go.
Really well.
Oh shoot! I have you guys in here from your. Sorry, let me just do this real quick. Here's what I'm going to do. I apologize. I'm going to enter you guys manually because this screwed up. Oh wait, no, I think I can. Never mind. Hold on. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and smoke real quick for our sugar. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Pickles, you got a 15, or no, you got a 9 on yours. You know what? It's just going to be cleaner to do it this way. I apologize. This is the song I sing when cleaning up the initiative. Yeah, I said it. Oh yeah. And then we're gonna add a turn for each of you to learn how to play. So it's gonna Amaryllis with a 2. How about that? You rolled a 1 and we got a 2. That's might be my favorite roll ever. We have Pickles, who oh my gosh. Guys?
How can we help?
We're here for you.
I'm just screwing up all over the place. We're gonna do this one more time.
Okay. Hey, guess
You're
what?
doing a great job.
Man.
Is she doing a good job?
Is she doing good?
Good job. Is she doing?
There we go. Amaryllis with a 2, Pickles on Wee with a 9, and Digby, I didn't get yours.
It's because I didn't roll out of fear. And I had no idea what was going on. So.
Such a big crit hit.
Boom. Nice. Whereas Digby is like prepared and ready. All right, so awesome. Let me
God, child.
and all right, so sorry, scroll my window up. This is like a whole thing right now. I'm just like loving how well I did this.
Give it to me.
Make sure that we clip this so that we can show the internet how to properly run that fucking thing. All right, sweet. So
He's really
boys.
in the business.
17.
Yeah, boy.
This is called showbiz, baby.
This is it. This is it in a nutshell, guys. Don't forget.
There's
Here we
no business like.
And Pickles, I actually I apologize because based on the way that we have done this now, you go first in initiative because you instigated the battle. So I have changed your initiative to an 18. Just so that it's at the top
How
of the
the
order.
turning tables have turned.
All right, so this is what you guys see. This kind of wavy room around you. Again, kind of feeling like you're in this dream space, even a little groggy in your bodies as your spirit's not quite used to existing on this realm. Feel the fatigue, of this kind of nightmare place. Pickles, seemingly, in control of his faculties in this space, kind of takes off and starts like ninja jumping off a couple of the bats toward the other side.
As I run away, I say, "There's another creature in here. He's got red eyes!"
Not to scare you or anything. But yes, as Pickles shouts that, and we'll just kind of put you here at the center of the room for now, as this, you guys see Pickles disappears amidst this wave of bats flittering all around. You just hear, "There is a creature with red eyes!" And you're like, "Wait!" And you suddenly, all of you tune in and you start hearing the chittering she described. But it seems to be coming from all around you. And it's like, oh, great, this is terrifying. You kind of look over the corner, some creepy red eyes are looking at you, but when you look at them, they disappear. And it's like, oh. So now it's like, it's compounding on you a little bit. It's starting to feel like you're inside of a nightmare. The anxiety in your chest, your heart starts pounding a little bit as this unfamiliar space, starts working on Digby and Amaryllis. You see the sea of bats just consume Pickles. Dickens, you land back in your chair at the bar at the Hopalong Haven. You land down and you see sitting there, again, having changed the illusion back to looking just like you see a perfect copy of yourself, except wearing a platinum ring, sitting across from you. The Wayfarer is sitting there. You've now seen that this platinum magic ring that this person has gives them the ability to illusionarily replicate you don't know as many, but you've seen up to 3 different forms so far. So, watching with eyes eager as you kind of return to form, appearing through that strange portal that you've been summoned through. Remember, the Wayfarer was aware of that place and was like, go there, like saw the campfire in your eyes that summoned you to this other place. And so eagerly sitting there is yourself looking at you as you land. You hear the muffled of Oko in his pants. But yes, you see the Wayfarer just looking at you. He's like, how was your journey?
Yeah, it got weird. But I'm trying to just figure out, as good as you look right now, who are you really? Are you a Quinn fellow? I'm so confused.
You see,
and then I like tap my Glorp emblem.
This guy. You see, looking back at you again with a Glorp emblem of his own. This Dickens, the Wayfarer in the form of Dickens, kind of taps his own. You see, he's like trying to perfect your mannerisms. Although the illusion is perfect, it doesn't gift them with the ability to act the way that you are. And you see almost everything you do, there is like a steel focus coming from the eyes of the Wayfarer. And even patting that, pointing to the sky, the fixation on your Glorp pin, or your weed pin, that's simple for Glorp. But you do notice that. It's like he's like drinking you all in, all that oat milk, just drinking in every bit of your action. And you see again, remember, you guys are at a snap of his fingers, the Wayfarer, everybody in the room stood up and left. And so you guys are currently sitting in the Hop-Along Haven. And you see the Wayfarer looks at you, but your own smile crosses his face. And he looks back at you. What I am, Dickens, is a secret. You see he looks around. This place, Sativan, it is all an illusion. And he sits back, twists the ring, and again you see Alonza Quinfallow come into focus. I am whoever I need to be, whenever it suits me. I am not this woman you see before you. This Alonza Quinfallow is a general of mine, working to silence the secrets in the streets. But she, or I, you see he kind of tickles himself with this joke, have gone astray, following the teachings of Yvonne Wee. The name kind of strikes you, Dickens. Yvonne Wee, definitely elven in origin, but you're not familiar with the term.
Yeah, Yvonne Wee. We all know what that means.
Of course, the caller of the past. Oh, these silly elves convinced they can bring Coralon the Rathian back. The gods are gone. The new gods reign now. But she refuses to believe it. She turns the ring one more time. And sitting there is the original person that you walked in. You know, this humanoid figure that has this kind of like faded clown makeup. Somebody looking like they're trying to badly cosplay as Pickles, or as Dickens. You see sitting in the chair in front of you now. And I don't like it when my generals go astray. I heard she may have waylaid you outside the cave. Is that true?
Yes, she tried, but we didn't have time.
What a tricky little spirit. Let me show you something, Dickens. You see, he reaches under the table into like a side pouch, and he pulls this strange box out. Dickens, this box gives you the EBGBs. The box itself looks like it's made out of a black wood, and you swear you can hear faint whispers emanating from the wood itself. You see the cosplay Dickens in front of you, the Wayfarer, rests his fingers on the edge. You know, he's got like fingerless gloves, kind of like old, you know, like homeless people fingerless gloves that he's trying to like mimic the way that you look. You know, he's sitting there and you see him rest his fingertips on the box, and his eyes kind of go astray as if he's listening to far off conversations. Inside of this box is an eater of memories. Be sure you do not allow these boxes to open when you are around. I fear opening it even now. And you see he kind of like starts fingering at the box itself, as if it's kind of got like a control over him a little bit. You see a little bit of sweat starts to bead down his face as he considers pulling the slide back on the top of this wooden box. Tap it.
I see if he'll let me take it. It seems like he wants to give it to me.
So as you go to reach for it, you know, you see that, again, I hate to use the example, but it's kind of perfect. A Smeagol-ish withdrawal of the box as you go to reach for it. And he kind of pulls it toward himself. And he stuffs it into the bag at his side, as if realizing he got a little too close even in that moment. I just warn you, Dickens. These people are out there. Alonza has her sights set on you. And then you see his eyes start looking across the bar through the open window. You kind of like look over your shoulder and you see, as if he's staring directly west across the city from where you are. Your friends, Dickens, they are in trouble. The agents of the Dream Weave. They strike. And he looks at you, he's like, you must get there at once. You know, he looks across the city, he's like, too far to travel by foot. They would be dead before you arrived. How would you like to do this? And you see he holds out a potion in front of you in his left hand, and he starts summoning a small spell of magic in his right hand.
Okay. You're throwing. All right. I gotta remember. Quinfellow has it in for me. Okay, I got that. My friends are in trouble. My friends that you want me to go keep an eye on. Sure. We both have a common goal there. Why not? Why not? And I reach out to fondle the potion, and then I'm like, Porque no lo dos.
He sees, tosses the potion over to you. This potion shall render you asleep. This spell shall do the same. Perhaps you're right to get you there as soon as possible. He sees like, to our good fortune. And he holds up an empty potion bottle in front of you to cheers with your potion bottle. To our good health. Ting. You see, he, and it just sounds all wrong. It's like a shitty Baptist tomb. And then, yeah, you kind of return your much finer Foley and shoot back the potion. You feel this kind of like malaise start dripping over your body, and as you look, you see suddenly twitch the ring one more time, staring back at you, your own face, the formed illusion of yourself. He reaches his hand out, touches your forehead.
I'm
Dickens.
like, you got a lot of cool toys.
And you fall asleep. Your head hits the heavy wooden table in front of you with a thud, but you feel no pain. As Dickens, you yourself feel like you're falling through a river of molasses. You just feel this, your body weightless in this strange void as you just kind of float. You feel like you've just been tranquilized. Your body isn't completely under your control. But as you look down, you start seeing the control of your fingertips come back to you, and you start moving your arms around in the space. You look down beneath you and you see a pinprick of light that is slowly growing and growing. And before you, you see, as you kind of float through this weird dream void, your allies, Pickles Ennui, Digbag Moleeggington III, and Amaryllis VonCheux, as they begin to do this battle with these agents of darkness. Dickens, go ahead and roll initiative. Don't forget to select your token first.
Oh shit, dog. All right, well, I'm gonna use Vigilant Blessing on myself.
Dope to get it. Yeah, absolutely. That doesn't have a time limit, just so you know, like that's just like the next time. So
cool, sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, Glorb, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and you get advantage on this. So go ahead and do a second one as well. That's as part of your Vigilant Blessing. All right, so let me make sure. So I'm just gonna do this. Sorry.
Oh, I got this. My token.
Oh, it's all good. I got you. Boom.
I bet.
And then I just need to sort it ascending. There we go. All right, so now one cool thing about the way that you are entering this battle, now you're not in it yet, Dickens, so you're not targetable until it's your turn. And I'm just going to set you here at the top near this chair. You will get to choose where you come down into this space at.
Okay. Can I add a little hot sauce to that? When I fall asleep, I don't dream often. And that's on purpose. Like, that's how I know Pickles. I used to have some really fucked up dreams. But I, for a second, fall through my nightmare to get to where I'm going.
Yes, you see there's like a layer between you and this other space. I am eager, Dickens. What would Dickens' nightmare look like?
Okay, so I'm on a carnival ride, and it's fun. But it doesn't stop. And it starts going faster and faster. And then I realize the people around me are getting hurt by it, and I'm still okay, but I can't do anything to help them. And then right before the ride is gonna go off the rails, I like
pop through. Sweet, I love it. Pickles, you're soaring through the air. You've just jumped off a couple bats. You're so quick and adept, you're mobile, allows you to kind of move through without being attacked by these creatures, and you're flying through the air. And just as you're like about halfway through the room, you hear this spinning wood sound, and a big like ring around the road, like a big wheel that's basically attached to a pivot point that's flipped upside down. You look up and you see this like crazy weird ride spinning out of control. You hear the cries and screams of the other people in agony, but you notice that like coming down through the other dream, you again familiar with the nightmare space, you look up, you've been in that nightmare before, Pickles. You helped him deal with this before.
I know this sounds, yeah.
Yes.
I know this. I was like, wait a second, like
yeah, so Pickles, we jump to you, it's top of initiative, but you do see as you look up, Dickens is coming to you through this weird combination of his nightmare and your nightmare, and yet again these realities strangely bent.
And I'm falling like a feather.
He always has to make an entrance, that guy. So I'm hyper focused on getting these two dudes away from Sara.
Sara Nade.
Sara. So I'm going to I'm just going straight over to this guy up, y'all.
So your move is 50 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you make it
So
there,
I
no
just
problem.
go. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I use up my movement just so just for panache and stuff.
Totally. Yeah, you're like, I can get another extra backflip out of this. Yeah, I mean, it's the dopest looking thing ever. This freaking teddy bear starts jumping and just backflip, kicking, jumping, bouncing off of these bats, all in a stalwart mission to get to the side of the child that she, protected her entire life. So you manage to dodge and bob and weave with using all of your motion to kind of land here. You land at the foot of Sarah's bed. You see the light blue curtains, behind it are closed. The extravagant silk of her bed sheet. This beautiful alpaca bedspread laid over the top that's just super soft and fuzzy. But yes, you stand as you have so many times before. You kind of land on top of the little chest that she keeps her various personal valuables in. You kind of stand there and you see standing on either side of her, again, these two shadows that don't seem to be like looking at you guys. They're very intently working on this thing. These little, almost as the egg when you guys were in the temple, these little tendrils of black magic seem to be going in and piercing the mind of Sara as she unconsciously floats above her own bed. What do you do?
I'm gonna tambourine the one to the north of her. The one, yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna be like, whoop-ah! Oh, yeah!
Boom! Don't be messing with Pickles' friend.
Whoa.
All right.
Cricket.
We're really hitting this. Sounds good. By then it'll be like, you guys are just like, you guys are cool, man. Just hanging out. It's cool. All right. So yes, Pickles, you absolutely did it roll the.
I just rolled it.
It did,
9.
and it did the crit on there as well. Okay, cool. So you, Pickles, you're kind of flying through the air, and your first instinct is to like separate this magic weave from it, So you kind of throw the tambourine underneath it. It bounces off the back wall and back through, hitting this thing in the back of the head. But you see on its way, it kind of catches that tendril of magic and snaps it. So no longer connected is this top one from Sara. Now just to be totally fair, your punches are not magical yet, right? That's later in the monk progression.
Yeah.
Okay, so plus it's a tambourine anyway. So yes.
I would like to flurry of blows, though.
Heck yeah. So you see you bounce it off. Again, these creatures don't take the full damage. You're kind of used to this in the Nightmare realm. Yeah. But as you punch it, you see it takes some damage, and more importantly, breaks its concentration on whatever effect it's trying to do to Sara.
Yeah.
You are still on, just because, again, you didn't quite pass, but you were so close. You're still aware there's another energy assaulting Sara, but you can't pinpoint it. You hear the chittering all around the room, but you can't, you look and the eyes disappear as you see it, and they seem to be all around the room in different pools of darkness all at the same time.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so flurry of blows, dope.
So I'm gonna hit, bam!
Two paws. You get 2 extra attacks. Nice. The first one hits. The second one, unfortunately, does not. Let me just double check on that, actually. Boom. Sorry. Here we go. And character sheet. Yeah, they have just so you know, those guys have a 12 AC. So your first blow, you punch them right in the face again, and nice. Actually, you did pretty good. Again, it doesn't take the full damage from your strikes, but you kind of tune him up and break his concentration on him. You've dealt quite a bit of damage to him. You know, if he was a normal creature, perhaps you could have killed him. But this strange half damage that he takes from your non-magical strikes has allowed it to still be alive, but it's no longer focusing on this magic corruption affecting Sarah's mind.
Cool. What a dork. All right, let me see. So I did that, flurry of blows, punched him 2 times, tampering. I want to make sure I'm kind of in between 2 things, so I want to kind of switch up my position.
Cool.
And because I'm mobile, I can can disengage because I made an attack, right?
An attack, correct.
Cool. So bye.
You kind of bounce, jump over to the other side of the room.
I'm gonna
see some bats
jump up on
around.
this credenza thing. I'm gonna try to hit just so that I'm not in. Just so that I'm not in between bats and that guy. I kind of want to.
You land on the credenza near the Davenport, and and so, no, the Chesterfield. Here's your fucking keys. Anyway, okay, so Pickles, you're used to kind of a flyby strike. So as the tambourine bounces back towards you, you throw a couple kicks, and it's like a Matrix run off the wall. You just jump over to the north side of the room, put your back against the wall, your feet land on the little table there. You see the shadow nearest. You got anything else?
That's it.
Okay, so you see the shadow that you knocked out of the concentration. It rather than turn toward you, its face just goes through its body and pops out the other side. You see the hood and the hands. It lunges over toward you after you just obliterated it. So it is going to try to strike at you. Here we go.
Grateful Daddy. Okay, well, cool.
There we go. Ooh, 20 AC. Yes, that's a big hit. So you take 4 just necrotic damage. I don't know if you have any kind of necrotic protection or anything like that. But yes, and then it has its little special ability that you guys are familiar with at this point. As you see, your little teddy bear strength starts getting sapped away from you. 1d4. Here we go. You in this moment, Pickles, as you kind of are aware of it's 4. So you see it sucks 4 strength out of you. So any of your strength related stuff would be -2 because so every 2 is a 1 modifier. So you have -2 to all your strength stuff. If your strength reaches 0, definitely let me know. But yes, this creature, you see its black, tendrils kind of pierce right into your chest. They don't leave an actual physical wound, no bleeding holes. It's as if they reach through your little teddy bear skin and just seep at the strength within. You take 4 damage and you lose 4 strength. No. Now the other one, you see as the tendril of magic that's connected to Sarah's mind, you finally see Sarah for the first time. She cries out as the wave of magic pierces into her mind, and you see her body starts shaking. And for a moment, it looks like her silver hair is starting to turn into this old white papery hair. So it's like an illusion of this papery, soft old woman's hair starts growing out of her head as the shadow continues this dark ritual. Digby, you see that from across the room, but there's quite a bit of bats twixt you and there. What do you do?
I don't know, sir. How dare you insult me with that kind of a question?
You hear the chittering all around you.
Well, I honestly, I was trying to think of something that I could use roly-poly with and do a team attack type of thing if I could. like a noise boomstick thing with my Schruger, like to, instead of shooting like damage, just shoot noise to get these fucking bats out of here because they work off of echolocation. I read that in a book one time.
Okay, you guys did use something similar when you were going through the woods to drive them away. I would say you're smart enough though, Digby. You don't necessarily think if you set off a bunch of noise in this room, you think it would just be more bat chaos. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, it might even exacerbate the frenetic movement of them all around in front of you. So, I would say perhaps not yes, you could do that, but I don't think that the effect would be necessarily what you're wanting.
Could I attract their attention to be out of this room instead of directing that towards them instead? Like,
you don't know that, because again, these are magical creatures. These are not they're not simple they're not simple bats. Remember, they kind of have that shadowy wave about them, as they did flying through the sky, chasing you through the forest. So these are not traditional creatures. You can attempt whatever you want. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the details that your very intelligent character would know.
Absolutely. And my unintelligent actual self would not know. So, thank you.
I do that all the time. I'll play like a high intelligence character and be like, can I just make an intelligence check? I'm not that smart, but this person is.
Seriously, bro. Just fun. All right. Well, yeah. There's a lot of bats.
Digby, you got to make a choice or you're going to lose a turn. What do you want to do?
I'm just going to fucking try and get at them. I'll try and light up some group of bats, or do I notice the thing that's going on with the silver hair over there? What's her name?
Yes, yeah, you do see it. Again, it's kind of just the way that I put it, but it's like it's better if you can all see what's going on. It's not that the bats are all directly in front of you; they're scattering all around the room.
Is it blocking my vision?
But yes, you see that creature, whatever that thing, that weird shadow is doing to her, it seems to have hurt her just now. And so you see Pickles distract one of them and pull it away, and now they're battling on the far side of the room, but there is still one that seems to be connected to her. You, however, are not as keenly aware of the outside influence, that weird chittering, and what effect that might be having on you.
Did I see? It's okay. So it was divot. God damn it! I did it too.
It's not hard. See, that's right. I'm not the only one calling everybody by their old character.
100% did it, motherfucker. All right. So is Dickens? Did I see Dickens appear?
Dickens is not here yet. Dickens has not appeared yet. He's next. I'm sorry, I moved him in the room, but he's not there till next. He's next in initiative.
Yep. I just wanted to make that.
And
Sorry.
you don't see his nightmare either. That was specifically a kind of Pickles thing. So you're not even aware that he's coming yet.
Gotcha. All right. Well then, yeah. May I try to make a shot at the other shadow thingy on the other side?
Totally.
Sarah, right? That's Sarah?
Yeah, it's Sara Nade.
Okay. There.
I'm a little proud of it. Ooh,
Right.
with an 8. That is a miss. You fire it off. You're trying to line it up. It's the problem. It's all these bats. You can see it, but you're trying to make sure that you only have so many rounds of ammunition. You want to make sure this one hits home, and you're kind of aiming. Pull the trigger. Unfortunately, you see one of the bats just explodes.
I was like,
blast
I'm probably
one.
gonna get a bat.
Totally.
There's
you see one of them just like one of them just eviscerated by this stray bullet. But as the bat bits fall to the ground, just one, and it does no damage to the actual swarm. But one bat just gets owned, bro. So you see little bat bits flying all over. The boom of your gun, extremely loud. So you hear the gun echo through Nade Manor, perhaps out of the windows and stuff as well. So just the gun, it is a loud weapon.
Was that a good or a bad thing?
See how I didn't say? So then now you have to think, just worry. Like, wait a minute, was that? Why did you say that?
Oh, that was your plan the whole time?
That was it. I'm already in your head.
Fantastic.
So,
cool.
yes. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, Digby, your action missed on that strike. You did eviscerate one bat, so you still kind of feel pretty dope. But do you have anything else? Do you have a bonus action or anything you want to do?
I guess. Is there any way that I could just look around and make just or not a perception, because my perception sucks. But
actually, there's a good point. There's a cool idea. I kind of didn't take your tremor sense into account. I will from now on. It hasn't come into play yet, but know that you're that little chittering that you're feeling. You're like trying to feel if there's vibrations on the floor from it. You don't detect any now, but I will thank you for kind of reminding me about tremor sense. That will factor in if this thing that you can't see is close enough to you and contacting the ground. You would be able to see it, unlike most creatures. So at this point, no. But if you want to make it would be. I'm sorry, but it would be a perception check, even though you're not good at it. It would be a perception check to try to spot this chittering. But you can go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna. Fuck.
An unnatural, a dirty one.
It's so dirty.
So you rolled a 3, but you have -2 to your wisdom, which is one of my favorite. And I love how well you play it, because it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go do this. I seriously, I love it.
Don't worry, I'll smell it.
What's funny is you could have got a -2, but you got a 1. A -2 would have been great. Anyway, so with a 1 on your perception, like I said, Digby, you start looking around. You almost use your tremor sense to reach out and see if you can see it. This thing has not touched the ground near you yet, but there's nothing saying that it can't. Did you want to do anything with Roly Poly?
Oh my, I've not ever had one of these before. Is that? Well, I'm Roly Poly can attack the bats, right?
I don't think he can attack.
No, or sense, or
he can increase. Here we go. You're friendly in combat. It shares your initiative, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you use a bonus action to command it to do something else. That action can be won on its stat block. So if there is an attack on the stat block, then yes, you could do that. But you have the stat block.
Oh, well then I suppose I'm all finished up. Then I'll just quiver in fear.
Do you want to just have him kind of evade? Oh wait, here we go. Actions: Force Strike, ranged weapon attack. You make a spell attack. So you use your bonus action to tell him to make a force strike. It's a ranged weapon attack, and he shoots a little beam of force that does a D4 plus your proficiency bonus force damage. So if you want to use your bonus action to have it do a force strike, then you would make a ranged spell attack right now. And then if that hits, it does a D4 plus your proficiency bonus, which I believe is 2 right now.
Yes. So I would just roll a D4 then?
No, you have to make a ranged spell attack. So go to your spell page and click ranged spell attack.
Sorry, guys, I don't play spell, guys.
I can jump into it too to just kind of help. So up here on, okay, so you have a +0. Oh wait, no, hold on. Why is your spellcasting ability none?
I don't know.
This is not correct. Let me see what's going on here. Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry. It's me.
Oh no, it's because it is actually my fault because the artificer class isn't owned in our D&D. So not a problem. Your proficiency bonus is +2, and which you are proficient in ranged spell attacks, and your modifier is +3. So roll a D20 and add 5.
Okay. Oh.
Guys, I'm really proud of us for figuring this out on the fly.
Everything in my life. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
our third. Oh my. Ooh, it's getting shitty around. Shit's ready to these parts.
Oh,
Dickens, they're gonna need it.
I should just dig myself my own grave.
There's nothing funnier than after all that it was a 1. There's moments like that.
Because we're so good.
But yeah, I mean, that's a great thing. And again, homunculus servants are already weird. Artificer's already a confusing class. Don't worry about it. We will just kind of go through these when we run into them together. And like we just did. So you know now, you can use your bonus action to make him make a ranged attack. You see he shoots a little beam, but unfortunately, even he is unused to having doing so. So he kind of just like, it completely misses all the bats. You got anything else, Digby, or are you done?
Oh, God, I don't think I've ever been so embarrassed. So I'm just going to stop.
Are you going to stay there or do you want to move?
I don't want to do anything. I'm
Okay.
just the most embarrassed I've ever been in my entire life. I am frozen in
You
fear.
just kind of curl into a ball. All right, yeah, you see Roly-Poly like rolls up into a ball next to you. Yeah.
Big spoon me.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Here, I'll move the token so that it's more correctly. There you go. You see, it's big spoon in you now. Dickens, you know, you feel like the ride that you're on is about to explode, killing everybody on it and yourself, when suddenly you look down and you see Pickles on Wee staring up at you, you know, giving you the nod, you know, perhaps that you guys had shared in a former dream instance of this. You remember, hey, if Pickles is there, this can't be real. You guys have walked through your nightmares together before. You know, the spell of sleep, the incantation that brought you here, suddenly you feel connected to the space beneath you. Dickens, as you kind of control fall into the room, what do you do?
So at the last second, I want to like go pencil style, like when you're diving into the pool. So all of a sudden I go much quicker, like, whoosh, and I just want to dart onto, what is that, a globe in the middle of the room?
That is a globe, yes.
Okay, well,
I know it looks like a sundial, which is probably why you wanted to destroy it.
Yeah, I want to stand on that guy.
Okay.
So can I stand on the globe? And I don't mind if it like starts spinning while I'm on it.
Yeah,
like,
it absolutely has to. Yeah. You know, you land on it all at once, and then you feel it start slipping.
I'm just kidding. I can't fall.
Yeah, you're surprisingly good at it as it slips.
And I see that things are not going great. So I want to like grab the pin on my chest and think really hard. And I want to use my cleric ability, and I want to channel Divinity Twilight Sanctuary.
Twilight Sanctuary. All right, so what's the... go ahead and cast it for me. I think it's a 10-foot radius. It's
The
30
range
foot.
30 feet.
Oh, buddy. All right, let me...
Which I believe is the whole room.
Yeah, here, I'm actually just going to go ahead and make the circle for you. 30-foot radius. And it's twilight, so let's make it a cool color, too.
Fuck yeah.
Save settings. All right, so obviously it's a little washed out by the carpet there, but the 30-foot radius... Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. That's right, I have you there. Sorry, cancel. Let me just do this one more time.
If these were squares, we'd be set.
Yeah, that's true.
Circles are like a whole.
Circles make everything trickier. So, you know what? It's the radius. It's funny. I think. Oh no, because it goes out 30 feet total. So 15 on either side of you. That makes sense. Okay, so it actually does. It doesn't cover the entire room. It covers this circle around you there. You do see it bathes the all the.
Well, radius means from the center point, right? Diameter's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm confused why with the 30-foot radius as well. You know what I'm just gonna do? We're gonna double this and then deal with it later. See that? See what we're doing? Double it, save. So that's what you get. It doesn't spill all the way to the edges of the room, but it does wash like that far. You can reposition yourself however you want. I would say, yeah, no, to be fair, Digby and Amaryllis are in that circle right now.
Okay.
And so is Sara, but Pickles is not.
Okay. All right, so that's good with me. So everybody who's in that circle, I can grant them one of two things. I can give them temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus my cleric level, or I can end one effect on them. I think on Sara, I would like to try to end any effects that might be going on to her, whether she'd be frightened.
Okay,
or
so
charmed.
that'll happen at the end of her turn, because she is in this space with you. She will go at the same time as the entity, and so yeah, if causing it has to be charmed or frightened. I would actually say that's not the effect. Do you want to give her temporary hit points? You could use it to shield her from one of the assaults of the shadow.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you're saying that she's not like charmed or frightened,
Yes.
then
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. What's going on with her is a little outside those two.
Everybody.
Yeah. So nice to remember, guys, and definitely kind of ending your turn. And don't worry, Pickles, you can always end your turn there, so it hasn't not worked on you yet. Getting into that little bubble is good. It's such a good ability. So yes, you present. What does your Twilight Sanctuary kind of look like? Like, we know it's this big sphere around you, but what is give me the what is it?
Oh. Well, I reach into my pocket real quick and I pull out some of my glorp bud, which is not a magical bud like any of the stuff that you've told us the legend of or whatever. It's just some humble man of the cloth weed. But I take a big puff and breathe it out, and it just kind of like fogs out in the radius around me.
Remember, like when you did your cartoon exhale to blow all the wind into the temple? It's like that, like a cartoon. You and it just fills the area around you. And you guys realize that as you breathe in this dank cloud of smoke, it makes you feel a little better. So just remember, if you end your turn in there, you get a D6 temporary hit points plus his cleric level, which is 2. So Dickens, go ahead and roll me a D6 right now for Sara Nade.
All right.
She hasn't gone yet, but I'm just getting this out of the way. So just 4 additional hit points.
Yeah.
Goes to Sara. To temporary to start at the top. Now, you are a creature ending your turn in that. So do you want to give yourself temporary hit points as well?
Well, now, so that would have been my action, right?
Yes.
Do I end my turn if I go ahead and take these points now?
No, you would still have a bonus action and your move.
Okay. Well, do you want me to just go ahead and roll for the points just so it's simple?
Yeah, just to knock it out of the way. Give yourself some hit points.
Sweet.
Nice.
Great.
You get 3 temporary hit points.
Great. Just how many I wanted. 3. Perfect. Okay, sick. And then I guess for my bonus action, now I looked this up and everybody seems to be in agreement that because channeling divinity doesn't cost a spell slot.
It's not a spell, so you can still
But
cast
it's
a
not a
bonus
spell.
action spell. Yes.
So I can still cast a bonus action spell. See, I'm new to being a cleric still. I know we're knee deep in this campaign, but I'm still getting used to it.
As Abby can attest, the casting is a clear. It's all kinds of little these and that. So you're correct. Normally you cannot
Lots of
cast.
maps.
Yes, you can't cast a leveled spell and a bonus action spell in the same turn. Or well, you could if you have an action surge. But because in your case you didn't cast a leveled spell, you used a class ability. So your action was channel divinity. You can now use your bonus action to cast a bonus action spell.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I think my bonus action spell is going to be Shield of Faith, and I'm going to use it on Sara. I see what's going on, and I'm just like, oh man, I've been there. Boom!
So I'm going to put a C on you right there. Just remember you're concentrating. Shield of Faith is a concentration ability, if I'm not mistaken. And so yes, you increase Sarah's AC by 2. Nice. You've beefed up a sleeping Sara. Plus 2 AC. Perfect. Cool. I love this. You guys are so cool. I love playing D&D. All right. So that would be your action.
A little bit. So I'm like,
you stop running on the globe and you just let it kind of pop you onto the ground. You hear the honk honk of your feet as they hit the ground.
this is dumb. The world is flat. It's a map. See.
Oh, that was so good. All right, so it is our bats' turns, and they are going to do a special little thing. They're going to swarm on top of you guys. So you see these ones. I'm just going to kind of set them a little bit on you. You see Amaryllis. You watch as one of the swarms of bats kind of starts flapping all over you. Digby, you as well. Now, I will, full admission, I have been loving MCDM's new monster book. They have like a little example of some monsters. It was a Kickstarter. It was amazing. Flea Mortals. It's going to be amazing. I've started taking some abilities from stuff because I just love some of the abilities that these things have. So you might notice some abilities and powers that are a little different than what you might be used to. But I assure you it comes from just like, I love what they're doing with these monsters, and they're making fights way cooler. So in this case, these ones are going to swarm, and this one's going to come at you, Pickles. So, you're on the outside of this circle here, but they're all moving over toward you. So here comes our first 4. So here we go. This is Amaryllis. You see the swarm starts biting at you. 18 armor class.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 3 as they start cutting at you. This one is on Digby, 10 AC. You're balled up in your emotions, and they can't cut through your own disappointment in yourself.
You can cut through my feelings, sir.
So like the egg on a trampoline, you just won't break. Dickens, the ones on you, kind of realizing you to be the source of this strange energy in the room. Ooh, 22 AC. You're gonna take 3 and then make a concentration check.
Alrighty, righty, Roo. You said concentration check because I took damage.
Correct. You took 3.
What is the concentration check on that?
It's a Constitution saving throw, and the DC is either 10 or half the damage, whichever's higher. So in this case, the DC is 10. Boom, passed it. So you do not lose your shield of faith as these bats just kind of, you feel a couple weird cuts as claws scratch at you and bites. Actually, no, that probably didn't even make it through your temporary hit points, did it?
No, it was just my temps.
Cool.
So I'm like, cool, I love bats.
you shout as you see the swarm nearest Pickles coming in for a bite. Pickles, this one is going to be kind of like swarming on you with the shadow as well, so it has advantage. It still manages to only hit a 9 AC. You've been jumping through these bats all day, yay. Just kind of slapping them off and away from you. But that's our swarms of bats. Amaryllis, VonCheux, what do you do?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of used to spelunking around and being in the caves, and there's usually lots of bats, so I'm used to like reaching up to try to like soothe them and sort of calm all the bats down, and I try to do that, but these bats, I react so strongly to them that I cast Shocking Grasp on them as I reach for them.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead and give me a Shocking Grasp.
Yes.
Again, what's nice, Amaryllis, having been a divine caster before, your cantrips do a little bit more damage than the average. Nice, 12 AC hits. Go ahead and just click the word Shocking Grasp there, and it'll roll the damage for you. In chat.
Oh, I see.
Oh, 1.
All right.
But it cannot take reactions. That's one of the sweet things about this ability. So you see, as you kind of touch one of them, you see this little like static shock transmits through all of the bats in the swarm around you. And you're kind of like in this like electric-y, static-y ball of bats. They take 1 damage and they cannot take reactions. So you can move away from them and they can't bite at you, which is what's kind of nice. If you want to move out of this swarm, perhaps closer to Dickens, or remember, staying in that little circle of his magic is probably a good idea. But just know, because of what you did, you can get out of this swarm without them getting an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna move. A couple squares towards Dickens, like right about there.
Cool. So you kind of stand on the carpet.
Perfect. Can I forget, can I use my sorcery points as a bonus action?
Yes. No, wait, what? Is it a bonus action to do that? If you don't mind, I might just jump into your sheet real quick, because I know where to
thank
look.
you.
I think isn't a bonus action. What the heck? Did I not put it in here? What a jerk I am.
You're a big jerk.
To get the... Because I don't have it, I'm going to say yes for right now, just to keep things moving along. So you want to burn your sorcerer points and create a spell slot?
Yeah. I'm riding off of that electric energy, and I tap into that same chaos. I'm riding that same wave as I was before, and I want to channel those sorcery points into a spell slot.
Awesome. So you build yourself another level 1 spell slot. So you have a little bit more magic in you. You know, your sorcerer points are depleted, but you call upon your own wild magic to kind of bolster your spells. So just remember, you have an additional level 1 spell slot.
Okay.
So you can cast one more first level spell. Remember, cantrips don't cost spell slots, so you're good there. So I'm just going to reduce your spell points. And sorry, I will also add that to your sheet. That's my fault. So
No,
cool.
thank you. Yeah, I should have known that too.
Oh, no,
so
it's-
thank you.
It's on me as well. So here we go. So Amaryllis, you're done. It's the top of the round. So Pickles, you hear the chattering gets ever louder, and you see Sara once more cry out in pain as she's racked. The white hairs that were seemingly growing from her head start growing out. You see the skin on her arm starts aging rapidly. You see it starts kind of getting these age spots and sun freckles, and the skin itself starts withering a little bit. However, you also see that the protection granted her by Dickens helps shield some of this damage away from her. So it does break through the 4 points of temporary hit points, Dickens, but it didn't actually do any real damage. So it shatters
Every
that.
time somebody ends their turn in the
In that
sphere,
bubble.
they get that, right?
That's yes, that's Amaryllis VonCheux as well. You just ended your turn in there, so you get a d6 plus 2 temporary hit points.
I roll a d6.
I usually like to let the cleric roll it,
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, sure.
just as clickety clack.
Yeah.
Clow.
Boom. A 2, so 4. You have 4 temporary hit points.
Perfect.
Remember, they sit at the top of your hit points. If you get more, whichever source is higher just takes over. So, but when you take damage, that's the one that go away first. So, you have 4 temporary hit points. Amaryllis, you feel the protection of this twilight sanctuary all around you as you step away from this cloud of biting bats. The chittering, now I'm going to, because this is only fair, I'm going to give it a percentile chance here. So,
Do I get hit points also?
at the end of your turn, you will. It hasn't gotten to the end of your turn yet.
I thought
No, he went after you. So
right. Yeah.
boom and okay. So you hear this chittering after the large strike of wild magic starts kind of tearing into to the child Sara Nade. You see the shield of the Twilight Sanctuary has kind of helped push it off a little bit, but the chittering sound of this creature suddenly, Digby, you feel these vibrations on the ground nearest you. You're still kind of balled up, so you feel it kind of vibrates your skin, and you kind of turn and look, and appearing. This is so W. Tremerson's. So, appearing on this side of the room, Digby, you see kind of standing against the back wall, this big insectoid dream nightmare creature. It's got these huge mandible pincers and sharp insectoid eyes, these little antennae that flicker around. It has this giant kind of golden brown carapace. The chittering as its little mandibles clack together starts piercing into your ears, being so close to it. You feel the vibrations of this strange dark magic. And in this moment, Digby, because you can see it, you see these big clawed hook hands. They've got little slicey pincers on them as it's kind of hiding. It doesn't know that you can see it. It still thinks it's hidden. It's not looking at you as if you're a threat. But you see this thing has the ability to kind of teleport around. And through the happenstance of a percentile dice, it wanted to jump to the farthest side of the room and hide in these shadows. So you only, Digby, kind of look over and you see this looming weird insectoid creature kind of humming with the same ethereal magics of this nightmare plane all around you. You see the red insectoid eyes chittering as this wave of energy is connecting over to Sara Nade. And that's where we're going to pick it up after intermission, guys. All right, guys, I need you to do me something. Ask me what the name of that creature is.
What's the name of that
Who dat?
creature?
It's
What is the name of that creature?
it's a mean lock
Aw.
Oh, it's mean lot. It's MEEN, but still it makes me laugh too much. And mean lot. We're mean lot. All right, so yes, this you guys have now, this insane nightmarish battle that's going on is only growing in intensity as now this strange creature which thinks itself invisible continues to pierce the mind of Sara Nade. So holy crap, dudes, don't trust me. This shit is, man.
Don't trust you?
Don't trust me, whatever you do.
Yeah, I don't.
The calls,
No.
the damage is coming from inside the dungeon. Holy shit, dudes. Hang around. We do us a 10-minute intermission. Make sure that you fill up your water glass. Don't forget to hydrate. Big Water. I mean, what's up, bro? Like, what's Big Water up to that it hasn't gotten back to my emails? I just keep sending emails to bigwater@mac.com. That's what most of these celebrities are anyway. I've heard nothing in response. All right, guys, 10 minutes, original music, original art, all this incredible stuff. Hang around, be back, because holy shit, dudes, this is gonna be dope. We'll see you in 10, buds. Welcome back, buds, to WeeDnD, the positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your Dungeon Master, Bam, and guys, we've been having us one hell of a cinematic battle here. I'm positively a buzz. I gotta say, when you go a couple weeks without playing D&D, and then you really get into like some good D&D, which I think we've now had. Last week was fucking some of that good. This week feels fucking good. It's like, this is fucking play D&D, dude. It's like, fucking do it. It is fucking the best. All right. So when we had left off, our helping committee was doing battle in the bedroom of Sara Nade, the child of the widow Nade, in the Nade Manor, the strange Gothic palatial mansion on the far west side of town. Currently, the room all around you guys, you see the Gothic architecture and the sharp points of the rooftop and above you, but everything kind of moving with this like lugubrious wave. The somewhat nightmare realm that Pickles is so familiar with, somehow permeating this real space at the same time, being somewhat half in nightmare and half in the real the realm of men in the prime material plane. Currently, Digbag just became aware through your tremor sense of this large insectoid creature, with these merciless red eyes that seems to be feeding this strange demonic energy into the body of Sara Nade, racking her with pain and causing this strange transformation as her skin begins to age. Her silver hair starts to turn a powdery white as she floats above her bed. Pickles on we jump over into you. You've got a swarm of bats flying all around you, but you're managing to block and knock them away as this shadowed creature continues to try to reach into your very being. What do you do?
Okay, I'm gonna hit the shadow guy in front of me with my paws.
Boom, that's a hit. 24.
6.
Oh, it's still there, but barely.
Yeah. Well, also, hold on. Is my strength like affected by this at all?
No, because you actually because you're a monk, you use your dexterity modifier for your your attacks. But thank you. That's good at being honesty there.
I was just being a good boy.
Yes.
And I'm gonna boop. I want to hit the bats as well.
Okay.
So I want to do like a bat.
Boom, using your martial arts, use your bonus action to strike again. 16 AC, 6 damage on this swarm of bats. Very nice.
And so because I attacked them both, I'm going to use mobile and get the fuck out of there.
You see the sweet smoke of Dickens's Twilight Sanctuary beckoning you, offering you sweet protection.
So, but what I want to do is I want to tackle Sara. I want to be like, to break the connections that are upon her, if you will allow it.
All right, so just to be fair, a push attack is a specific thing, and it would have been one of your actions. So you can get to her with the intention of doing that on your next round.
Shablam!
But that would be the attack action to attempt to push her.
Cool, Shabbat Shablam, I'm getting right over there then.
Ooh, and you feel the protection layer of the Twilight Sanctuary. Dickens, go ahead and roll a d6, add 2.
Righty then.
Such a good movie.
Hey.
Boom, 6 temporary hit points to you, Pickles on Wii. You got anything else?
No. You know what? No. No.
Dickens, I forgot to have you roll another d6 for Sarah's temporary hit points when her turn was over. So you see her trying to, her mind, her eyes squint as she's trying to fight off this psychedelic attack on her brain. But she's holding her own. She gets 6 temporary hit points. Very nice. Go ahead.
Can I yell also wake up, bitch?
Yes, absolutely. As you so often have before.
Because I'm right next to the bed. Yes, as I have before.
Yeah. Damn it! How many times do I have to wake up, bitch?
Wake up, you little bitch! Wake up!
You see that, in response a little bit, kind of the waviness of the nightmare realm around you. You even see Dickens himself kind of like his opacity gets turned to 50%. And you can kind of see through him as the weave of this nightmare realm, as if his presence here is based on that nightmare realm. Something just of interest, just a cool kind of thing that you notice. Go ahead and make me another perception check, Pickles, because you are the most aware of the group of this big old mean lock.
Time for a perception check. Let's hope it's not garbage.
All right,
Well, it's a 14.
you do not see the mean lock on the other side of the room. At this point, the only one aware of that strange creature's presence, and again, it doesn't seem to notice that you notice it, Digby. It thinks it's still hidden. Is that creature? You're the only one aware of it. But again, you Pickles, you pick up that there's some weird psychic vibes going on. Something is trying to like break into her mind, and is causing this strange reaction. So. If that is it, you see the first of these, the shadow that you've been kind of boxing on, that's in pretty bad shape, is going to come up to you again, Pickles, attempting to strike you. You see the tendrils. Oh, gosh, this thing rolls hot. 20 AC. You take 4 damage, and you feel that strength drain again. 3 more strength. You feel the icy cold as your actual strength is drank from your body by this creature of shadow. The other one continues its assault on the mind of Sara, but Dickens's temporary hit points have prevented her one more tick of this strange psychic damage. So you do see once more Dickens, the shield of like the temporary energy that you've imbued her with is shattered once more, but she's protected and is not subjected to this attack that this strange creature is doing to her. So awesome job. Pickles, that was the shadow that was on you, and the other shadow, Digby, you're the only one aware of this creature beside you, a swarm of bats chittering around you, the warm big spoon of roly-poly on your back. What do you do?
Oh, is it my turn again?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, I still, as long as that thing doesn't, I know that it doesn't know that I know that it knows, right?
Yes.
That makes sense. Yes. Okay. Well then I will continue to let it be deceived. And try to get this other shadow thing off. Maybe I can. Are the bats attacking me?
So here's something that you notice, and again, this is kind of one of those powers that I've added to this particular swarm. They are scratching and clawing at you as you're in this swarm. If you attack anything but the swarm, it'll be at disadvantage. You have 2 options. You can shoot with disadvantage from within the swarm, or move out of the swarm, take damage from an attack of opportunity, and then be able to attack without the disadvantage. So it's there's a little risk to reward on either side.
Okay, so this thing. So if I move out.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that. This is a perfect use of this ability.
Would I be able to push the swarm of bats into the insect thing that doesn't know that I know that it's there?
Sure, yeah. No, I like that. Now, a swarm, it's like, obviously it'll happen through a narration a bit, but it'll be like by effect, you would be able to push this thing back 10 feet. I like that. But it would have to hit you also, so if it misses, you get off scot-free. Well,
I guess that's still a win, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're going to move out to attempt to shoot the shadow without the disadvantage. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay. So the bats, as you move out of again, they're swarmed on top of you. They roll 2 and miss. So you don't even have to use that class ability yet.
All right.
But yeah, you can kind of see, past Dickens and the bats that are swarming all over him. You have a straight line shot at that shadow to the south of Sara. So go ahead and give me a shot.
Shruga.
With the magic stones that you've augmented the gun to be able to shoot. Nice. Didn't miss this time.
No.
23 AC, big damage. Go ahead and roll. Now this is because you shoot, the stones that you shoot are your magic stones. This is actually magic damage. It will take full damage. 11 11. Nice. Oh, you almost killed it in one shot. You blow through it, and you see like the shadowy essence that makes up its body is just like pulled by the magic stone, and just some little wispy essence of what's left. You see, it looks in even worse shape than the one, fighting Pickles, but they're both in really bad shape. Are now again. You have knocked its concentration away from the ability it's using on Sarah. Good job, Digby. You smoking. Do you have your bonus action? Do you want to do anything with that?
Well, I can use the homunculus to do an attack at that point, right?
Totally, yeah. Have him shoot your little beam. So roll a d20 out of 5.
Oh shit.
You see, he's still not quite used to this new mechanism. He was still focused on spooning you. And his weapon wasn't quite ready. He shoots the beam through the bats, and they all just kind of float around. You got anything else, Digby?
No, just Broly will get it one day.
Question: do you want him to move into the Twilight Sanctuary?
Oh, is he not?
No, this is him on the other side of the door.
Oh shoot! I'm so sorry. Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have him on the other side spoon. We'll say he just maintained his spoon as you move. Boom. There's the spoon. All right, and so sweet, Dickens. You see. I'll go ahead and roll a d6 for Digby, and then another d6 for his homunculus.
Oh.
So 4 for Digby, 3 for the homunculus. Temporary hit points. Again, this Twilight Sanctuary is great, as the temporary hit points are flying. All right, Dickens, you see everybody kind of battling. You see Pickles punching her way out of a fight with these shadows and the bats. The child still floating on the bed. The bats swarming all around you. You not aware of this creature that Digby has seen. What do you do?
All right. Well, the bats are all around me, so I'll deal with the bats first. I want to reach into my pants and pull out a super spicy pepper, throw it up in the air, catch it in my mouth, and then burp a giant sacred flame at these bats.
Dope. All right, they get their saving throw. Cancel. Sorry, that was supposed to do this. All right, so was it a dexterity save?
Yes.
All right, so they fail.
Yes. How dexterous are your bats?
3 fire damage. Nice. You see they you singe off probably about a fourth of them singe away from the fiery damage all around you. You hear the squeak of some of the bats as they singe away, the radiant light burning them especially hard. Actually, that's true. They are shadow bats, so they take an additional 3. So they're about half gone. You've melted away about half the bats that swarm around you. I'm actually going to make the swarm even smaller just to facilitate that. So now they flap all around you, Dickens, but they've been pretty badly burned. You got anything else?
Okay. And then for my bonus action, I just look over at Sarah, who I don't even really know, but any friend of Pickles, you know what I mean? So I'll cast Sanctuary on Sarah.
Awesome. So you are close enough to her to do so. You ward her against an attack. So until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or spell must make a saving throw to do so. On a failed save, it must choose a new target or use the attack. Super cool. You put the protection sanctuary of Glorp upon Sara Nade. So very, very smart play there. I'm going to make sure to put this down here. She is warded, and the next attack against her we'll have to worry. And that lasts for a minute. Very nice.
Cool. And then that'll be the end of my turn, and I'm in my own orb, right?
Yeah, you're in your own orb, so you get to either top off. Again, you can always just be like, that one's better, so I'll take those. So you get 7 temporary hit points. Again, they don't add, you just get 7.
I just tried to roll. Did it work for you?
It did. I got a 5.
Okay, cool. I can't sit right now for some reason.
Yes, sometimes, especially people be playing around this time of day.
Yeah.
But I did see a 5, so plus 2 would be 7. So you have 7 temporary hit points. Again, just they don't add.
Tight.
which brings up our swarms of bats. We'll start with the one that's on you, Dickens, because it is the closest. It gets +3 to this. 22 AC. Gosh, what's up, bats? So you take 3 piercing damage. Go ahead and make me a concentration save for Shield of Faith on Sara Nade. Ooh, you fail. So you see as the bats bite at you. As they bite at you? Unfortunately, the damage to your frame is too much to hold the Shield of Faith on Sara. She is still, however, Sanctuary. So you are still protecting her. The Twilight Sanctuary is on her, but your spell Shield of Faith has broken concentration.
Womp, womp, womp.
All right, so our other swarms, this one's going to be coming over at you, Pickles. You see it flies. I have been rolling hot tonight, so let's see. 14 AC.
Not today, you son of a bitch!
You know, the biting, slashing, the claws and teeth of these shadowy bats. You just bat them away with ease. The swarm is going to attempt to move back on top of you again, Digby, and attack. 11 AC.
No, sir.
Boom.
Come back on batter day.
Ooh, calling out the bats. Amaryllis, the swarm that is on you, attempts to move forward and swarm you once again. 12 AC.
No. No.
You guys are just batting away bats like it ain't no thing, except for Dickens, who's like protecting you all with the sanctuary. So you see his like stalwart focus on this cloud, this aura that seems to be bathing you guys with temporary hit points. Very valuable. Unfortunately, it has cost him that little bit of extra protection that he had on
I'm
Sara.
actually just over there like, ah!
I love it. All right, Amaryllis, VonCheux, you guys have lived through the first swarm of these bats. They are all over you. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm pretty focused on annihilating these bats. So I'm going to cast Magic Missile on the swarm closest to me.
Sweet. So the way that it is formatted, you cast 3 bolts at max damage, so you did 15 damage. Now you can choose to have one. Because it can't miss, this disadvantage on attack doesn't really affect you. If you want to attack stuff on the other side of the room, you can. They're all within range. You can choose up to 3 targets for each dart or stack darts on a target, whatever you want to do.
Okay, so I could target like one of the shadow things, and
or both.
Ooh,
Yeah, you can
or
put
both.
one on one, one on the other, and then send a third, to whatever you can see.
I'm gonna target each swarm of bats.
Dope. All right, so each of the 3 swarms that are around you guys, correct? And
Yes.
then not the littler swarm that's by Dickens, because he has a little one on him. Just to remind you.
Oh yeah, no, the larger ones. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, Dickens.
So you see the first bolt that you fire over toward Pickles is enough to dissipate the swarm, and you just see the force magic singes away all these screeching bats. Beak, 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 beak. The bats on Digby also take 5. You see you've knocked down their size as well. You see similarly to, I'm just going to move this for a sec. Similarly to what is happening with Dickens, the swarm is much smaller now. And then the one that is on you, again, because it's an auto hit, the same thing. You've reduced the size of the 3 swarms by blasting each one of them with force damage.
Dope. I think that's all I have.
You blow out. That's the spell slot that you had made for yourself. We did double check and everything. Like, we did all that correct. It is a bonus action, and you do have the extra slot. So that's the slot you made with your spell points. You got to use it. Using that ambient magic, that crackle of electricity in the air. You send out your magic missiles, which brings us to the both Sara and our big mean lock. So the mean lock is going to trigger your sanctuary, Dickens. So what is it, a wisdom save?
I don't know. This isn't allowed, so I've never. Let me double check. I'm just over here smoking weed.
It got an 8.
Let me just cast it again.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh no, that's your Twilight Sanctuary. I mean, just your normal spell sanctuary.
Oh shit.
You
Okay,
have 2
I see.
sanctuary abilities.
Yeah,
going.
I was like, what?
Yeah, how about that? Here we go. So, your DC 13, so it fails, which means it has to use that attack on something else. Pickles is standing right next to it, so it's pretty clear where that's going to go. This is going to, let's see here. So, all right, it's going to do that ability, which is like burning into the mind. So.
Joke on you. I have nothing to think about.
So I'm sorry, I'm just
All I
looking
think
at
about is being a bear.
All right, so
My
Towards
thoughts
no
are
effective
always
control.
very fuzzy.
are you immune to frighten? I know you can remove frighten with Dickens' ability right now, but are you immune to frighten?
You know what? That's a really good question. I don't think that we made that a thing.
Okay, so
it'd be a real shame if we did and I forgot. But you know what? That's life.
So you
That's
feel
life.
this psychic scream inside your brain, just this like the chittering amplifies, and it feels like the sound of 1,000 spiders crawling in the inside of your head. You know, and you feel it's like, this thing is like piercing into my mind, and you feel your own form like crawling, just these little tiny legs all over your body. Go and make a DC 10 Wisdom save.
Okay. I am a Winnie. Well, cool. That would have been fun.
With an 8. So you take 10 psychic damage as you feel this like rattling around. Remember, you have some temporary hit points, so those would go away first. But yes, you take 10 psychic damage. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kick off some of its other cool abilities. But yes, congratulations, Dickens. Your sanctuary forced this meanlock to attack Pickles instead. It gives a recharge check on this ability. Boom. On a 5 or a 6, it rolled a 5, so it does recharge. And you see it with its bonus action, Digby, because it's no longer within where your tremor sense is, it disappears. So I'm just going to move it up here for now. It's not up there, but it's not, you don't know where it is anymore. It's not touching the ground near you, and you see it teleports away somewhere else. So that is its turn. Sara will get a turn now, and she's going to make her will save. Boom. Her bolstered by her ally at her side, she can begin ticking away at these psychic marks that have been being drilled into her head, and she actually succeeds. So, you Pickles being close to her, you realize that the aging of her skin starts going back to the youthful ivory skin of this like beautiful young woman. The wild hair that's like growing out is slowly coming back in a little bit. So, boom. So on her turn, she has managed to bolster that. Dickens, go ahead and give me a D6 plus 2 for her temporary hit points that she's going to get from you. So 7 now for her. Very nice. The creature is done. She is done. We're back to the top of initiative. Pickles, what do you do?
I'm gonna punch this shadow guy in his fucking face first. Well, that's fine. It's okay.
10 misses. You punch, and you see, so much of its essence is withered away that you just punch right through it.
That's
No
fine. I'm
feeling
gonna give it
contact.
another one.
Martial arts. You just kick it right in the A-yaw. You see as you kick through it like a Spartan kick, it just blows the back end of it out. And the shadow dies. Wisping away.
So first things first. Damn it! But I just used my. Can I use my movement to try to get on top of her to like push her down, to, like wake her up.
You absolutely can't jump on top of her if you would like to. Yes.
I'm gonna hop up on top of her and like try to like shake her and be like, Sara, you must wake up.
All right, so what I will do, I will say again, because you are specifically her Nightmare Guardian, she will have advantage on her save on her turn against these psychic effects.
Cool.
So it does benefit, but you don't actually move her or break her from the spell, but it does help her to do so. So if you're done, it is Digby's turn.
Great. I also am inside of this magical circle.
Yeah, Dickens slinging out some temporary hit points. What's always funny is like you do it, and then if it's not more, then you just go, I'm just gonna keep my old ones. There's 5 temporary hit points for you.
All right, that's great. Beautiful. I need some.
Digby, the swarm of bats floating in front of you. You see Pickles kind of jumping on top of Sara over on the far side of the room. The swarms of bats minimized by the blasts of Amaryllis VonCheux. Digby, you're standing there. You got roleplaying next to you. What do you do?
Well, I suppose I'm just gonna keep at it and get these nightmare creatures out of here because I can't see that giant bug anymore.
Yeah, creepily, there's red floating eyes there, and then you look and they're gone. He's moved.
Terrifying. It's the worst. So I will shoot at the shadow thing that I was shooting at before.
That's a hit. 13 is enough. It has a 12 AC.
Boom. Shacky lacky.
Digby, what do you do? You got
Well, I call Ghostbusters, and I, but we don't need those kind of, expensive copyright. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's as far as we can go with it.
Anyway, I want to be like, that's a new friend that our new friend also is, who's one of my best friends, she's protected by us and leave. I'm not good with words. I'm just fuck off, get smoked, demon. Bye.
You blow the magic stone, it just blows out the back edge of it. And you see the withered shadow that was, attacking the mind of this child withers away. The swarm of bats still around you, however.
Yeah, that sucks. So I'm gonna use my movement to try to move back again, just outside.
So you want to try to provoke the AOO?
I mean, why not?
Okay, cool. Again, I've been rolling hot, so here we go. Sorry, I have to move this.
Sorry.
+3, 11 AC, miss. So you were able to get out of them, no problem.
Damn it.
when you want them to hit you, they
It's
just
like,
don't.
yeah.
How funny is that? All right, yeah.
I'm trying to just survive. Every hit is coming at me, and I'm like, just hit me, please.
Please.
No one...
This ability has kind of so far never worked right yet. It was so funny. Anyway, so you have your bonus action. You want to have your homunculus fire a little beam?
Oh, these beams.
Oh, these beams.
Yeah, that's a D20 plus 5.
Boom, that's a hit. 14 AC.
And then I roll
a D. What is it? D4 plus your proficiency bonus.
Right. Oof. That's
nice.
a 6.
So close. You see, you've now blasted this swarm. So many of the. I'm sorry, it wasn't over there. That's only fair. You see the beam from the homunculus as you kind of triangulate. It finally connects, blasting so many of the bats. But there's still just a little bit of one left.
I'm still so proud of my buddy.
Yeah, good at. You see, he looks over at you approvingly. All right, Dickens Tangleface. You see Digby ice one of the shadows, Pickles jumping up and down on the child, the bats swarming around you and Amaryllis, and then one more little swarm yet to be dealt with. The weird chittering still echoing all around you, but your Twilight Sanctuary kind of helping you all hold ground. What do you do?
I just want to keep putting on a show, and I rub my hands on my head and then go on the ground and cast Fairy Fire.
Ooh, okay. So it's a 20-foot cube. Where do you want to put it? Just on top of yourself, or let's see.
I think I can get all of the bats in it, maybe.
It would also, I believe it actually hits you guys as well. Like, I don't think you can protect your allies from it.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, Gad.
All right, so I am gonna roll you a percentage.
Is that's too big, isn't it? Could you see that?
What's that?
I tried to draw it, but it didn't work.
Oh yeah, it didn't come through on mine. But yeah, if you're trying to just make sure that you hit, yeah, Digby wouldn't get hit, but I would say you could 5-foot step your way. Well, no, because you need to be getting out of the.
Because it has a range of 60, and then it's a 20-foot cube, right?
Right. So, like, from the point that you cast it, if you want to ping what point you want to cast it, it would be 20 feet in direction from that. Well, it'd be 10 because it's a center point. So, I think you could get these two, but not the one that's on you. Because that's from there to there is 20 feet. So, if you pinpointed it like there, I would say you could do it where you don't hit Amaryllis, though. You know what I mean? So, if you wanted to do that, to outline these two swarms without hitting anybody, you could do that.
Man, I'm just gonna play it like I don't really know how this works because I haven't done it before. So I'm just going to hit. I want to hit the swarm of bats, both swarms of bats. I'm gonna hit Amaryllis. I'm gonna hit Roleplaying, and I'm gonna hit myself.
Okay. All right. So you're all this power just kind of bursts above you guys. And what color is it? It's blue, green, or violet. Your call.
Okay, so Amaryllis and Polly can pick whatever color they want. I want to be purple, and then I want the bats to turn green.
Sweet. All right, so you see the bats all turn green, and everybody emits dim light now. So the room kind of has this like eerie dim glow about it now, as opposed to the darkness of before. And so like the room kind of just gets illuminated even more, like the sense of twilight that emanates from Dickens. But any attack roll against a creature has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object cannot benefit from being invisible. Now, I did roll a percentage chance based on the movement of the creature, and unfortunately, it did move beyond where this square is, so it didn't outline the mean lock. But it does help you know where the mean lock isn't, which is in this region of the room
Cool.
around this point.
I don't even know it exists.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. Yeah. So yes, you guys, you can't turn invisible. Attacks against you have advantage, but so do the attacks against those two swarms. So that there you go. That is very fair, and that's a concentration ability. Just remember that.
Yeah, cool. So that would be my action.
Yeah.
And then can I disengage from these bats for my bonus action?
I think disengage is an action actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think rogues get the ability to do it as a bonus action, but it is a full action.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Can I like get up under this globe thing?
Yeah, just kind of like try to prevent yourself from being swarmed by the bats a little bit. Give yourself a little cover.
Well, can I just pick it up and wield it against the bats?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you pick up the globe and you're just kind of like swinging it around to the bats around you, but
Yeah, and I won't attack him because I already used my action. But I'm just like ah!
The world is flat. All right, Amaryllis, VonCheux. You see the outline of these green bats floating in front of you. You know the outline on your own frame as well. You know you have advantage on attacks against them. But Dickens, yes, you get 4 temporary hit points if that's higher than the amount that you have. And it is your turn, Amaryllis. What do you do?
Yeah. Well, I'm still fed up with these bats.
Mother?
And I'm gonna pop off another magic missile.
Dope. All right, this one only does 2 damage. All three bolts, but they all do 2 damage. But guess what? That's actually enough to kill the one over by Digby. So
kablowie.
you pop that one. It is not enough to kill this one, just barely. And then this one is still probably the best of the ones is the one that's on you. Still Amaryllis. But yes, you fire your bolt. It eviscerates one of the swarms of bats that was pressuring down on Digby. The one nearest Dickens is in real bad shape, but it does still live. And the one on you, like I said, is probably the most alive of the bunch.
Okay. As a bonus action, can I try to, like I did earlier, reach up and grab a few and shocking grasp them?
So Sean Grass, unfortunately, is an action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it.
All right, so do you want to... Now, you can stay within the swarm. They're going to move on top of you again. You've seen this happen.
Right.
So, and the spell you've been using doesn't have an attack roll anyway, so you've just been auto-hitting them. So it's not really screwing with you right now if you want to stay in them or not, but you have that choice. If you do move out of them, they will attack you. So it might be better just to hold them.
Yeah, I'm going to chill here because they're following me no matter where I go.
Dope. All right, Amaryllis, you're done. Now I believe it still has to make that saving throw because of the ability that Dickens is using. So boom, it does pass. So you see you don't see it. Actually, hold on. Sure, teleport. It doesn't even on sight. No, but in order to do this attack, oh no, it's just using. Never mind. So you guys don't see it, this thing, but the psychic rack, this telepathic assault on the mind of Sara Nade goes. Sara gets to make a saving throw. She is bolstered by her Nightmare Guardians. She gets it with advantage, and she passes. So she only takes half the damage, which is not enough to break the bubble of 7 temporary hit points that Dickens put. She only takes 5 damage, and that is shielded by the Twilight Sanctuary of Dickens. Really good. It is the end of its turn. It is still invisible, and it's seeing that little magic. It is going to go ahead and move. So I do have a location that it is at. And the chittering continues in your mind, but you guys cannot see this strange meanlock that's assaulting Sara. On Sara's turn, she attempts to bolster herself against this psychic energy that's causing her to transform. With advantage, she gets an 18, which is enough. And you see that the hair, the wild white feathery hair that was growing out of her, is now growing back and turning back into the silver hair, her beautiful soft silver hair, as the look of stress about her face seemingly is wearing off. The kind of chaotic energies that permeate the room around you, calming down a little bit now that this attack upon her has kind of been dissuaded. That is both the Meanlock and Sara, which brings us back to Pickles on Wii. Pickles, what do you do?
Gonna try to. Okay. Can I give a little a quick look around to see if I can spot these red eyes or if I can see where this thing is?
Specifically Pickles, because this is in your domain, I'll give you another perception check. Just so you know, I'll tell you the DC. It's 16.
Fact. Well.
And so,
I got 7, so.
All right. So yes, it's the same thing. The chittering, Pickles. This is almost off-putting to you because it's like a kind of nightmare creature you haven't thought before. And so, as the even though Sarah's dreams were getting more intense and the battles you were doing in this nightmare realm were intensifying, this creature has a completely different, not battling you but attacking the child still is somewhat out of character. So you're not able to focus your chi and find where this creature is. You do know, however, that it is jumping around, teleporting by magic. So it is moving its location in the room, but where that location is, you have not yet pinned down.
Excellent. Okay, can I then, I'd like to, I know I'm on top of Sara right now. I want to kind of, I guess, with if it's a helping action, help give her advantage for next time, I want to start reciting the book that came with me into her ear, because it's something that would get read to her when she would go to sleep, and hopefully that's something that would help calm her mind so that she can get her wits about her and realize that she's in a nightmare.
Yes, so you mentioned the book. The book might not be fully known to everybody, but I actually had a question for you on that. Do you keep the book with you, or is the book here somewhere?
The book is here somewhere. It's
Okay.
it's always with the family. It's like a family heirloom type thing at this
Cool.
point.
Yeah, and there's like the little like cuddle forged poem that helps send children to bed, you know, knowing
Mhm.
that there's a guardian to watch over in their stead. You know, some kind of beautiful little children's poem that would help bring comfort to her. I will say, because we've kind of given you this, like, you're granting her this advantage boon, that bolsters that and will allow it to continue for the next round. So she will still have advantage both on her saving throws against these mental assaults and her own saving throw on her turn to overcome this strange transformation that's being inflicted upon her.
Okay. Just trying to see if there's anything else that I can do. I just kind of want to be there and protect her because I can't see where this thing is right now.
So here's something kind of weird. You don't know where this thing is, but if you wanted to, you know, it's your turn, you have the action and stuff. You could make a disadvantaged attack at a certain point in the room and then just hope you get lucky. You know, you see like some red eyes and you throw it at him, but the red eyes might disappear before you're able to make the attack. But I know where he's at in the room. So if you ping the correct spot and then hit with disadvantage, you would see him.
Okay. Cool. Well, okay, yeah, I might as well just try to snap my tambourine in a direction, right?
Okay.
See what happens.
And this is Scout's honor here. I'm not lying. I have a very specific spot where this thing is. If you were to ping that spot, you would get make an attack with disadvantage against his AC.
Okay.
I'm not able to tell anyone anything about what I saw or didn't see or whatever, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's
I
like
just wanna make sure.
because you don't see him
Okay.
right now. You know he's not near you. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm
but
thinking
that's-
I want to just snap my tambourine in this direction.
all right, make an attack roll.
Wow.
With disadvantage, you get an 8 AC. So you see the tambourine flies out, bounces off the back of the chair, and comes back to you. You still hear the chittering, the red eyes shifting around the room, but you know it's not right there.
Excellent.
Or it is, and you missed.
Well, cool. At least I made like a tambourine sound the whole time. I was like, like,
Dope.
because it's like also a chittering thing.
Yes, yes.
And then also I get that I'm in the magical ring.
Yeah. Load up those temporary hit points. Isn't Twilight Sanctuary amazing?
Yeah. I'm not in good, very amazing.
Trust me, if you had to vote to get it again. So 4 temporary hit points.
Cool. Hooray.
All right, Pickles. At the end of your turn, it goes to Digbag Moleeggington III. You see your swarm of bats no longer pestering you. But yeah, you see, Pickles kind of attacking the darkness around to try to pinpoint where this creature is. And then as well as, Amaryllis fighting off the last of the bats that are on her. You see Dickens's bat swarm is probably the most damaged. And they're all just kind of fighting. You see him just swinging the globe at the swarm of bats in front of him. What do you do?
Okay, well, I would like to let everyone know that there's another thing in here that maybe they can't see, but they can sense. And I saw it with my feelings.
And your range, just to be clear, your tremor sense, what's the range on it? Is it 10 feet? 15 or 30?
15, I believe.
I think it's 15 too. That's what I've been going off of, so I apologize. Oh, 30 feet. Okay.
30. Duly noted.
Okay. I'm actually still okay. But that might be pretty good to know to maybe move around and try to find this thing.
Oh, yeah. Shit. I had a whole thing I was going to say, and then I forgot. So it's my turn.
Yes.
That's cool. But yeah, tremor sense is going on. Well, yeah, I don't really know where this thing is, but I want to be able to tell my friends, like, hey, there's another thing in here. I know we killed the 2 shadow things next to Sarah, and we're dealing with the bats, but there's another big, terrible thing in here, and that. Just be on the lookout. I'm gonna
That'll allow them, now that they know to look for it, they'll be allowed a perception check on their turn.
So there's that. I missed.
You fire off, the bat swarms are floating around. But yeah, unfortunately, the shot doesn't kill any bats. But what do you want to? Oh yeah, you beam.
These beams.
+5, 17 AC. That's a hit. Which one are you attacking?
Well, obviously, I'd want to protect Amaryllis. She's so. I mean, guys, you see the way. Sorry. Jeez.
Yes, you see, the wonderful Amaryllis is in peril. Yeah, so 17 AC hits. Nice, max damage, bro. Psst, that is enough because your proficiency bonus is 2, so 6 damage. How does roly-poly off this swarm, bro?
Well, it'll roll up and do a little sonic roll, and then be like, "Just kidding," and then punch the cannons out the side and be like, and then give me that nod of like, "I know that's your girl, dog." I mean, like, yeah, thanks for having my back.
You see, daps over at you.
Yeah.
So that's. Do you want to? You still have your move and a reaction. You want to do anything?
Yes, absolutely, I do. I would like to move right here.
Nice. As you move, across the room, you finally, your tremor sense. You feel that clicking feet. He's not actually on the table. He's on the wall. He's like stuck to the wall. But you feel the little chitter of his feet on the ground. The chittering and the mandibles pincering and the red eyes. You can feel him over here on the other side. So you again, Digby, you know where he's at now.
But I can't tell anyone, right?
You could shout. Yeah, you could just add that to kind of the whole, like, you telling him there's a thing. This all happens in 6 seconds. So it's like, there's a thing in here. Oh, he's over there. That could all happen at the same time.
Yeah. I have a strong feeling that he's right over there in that corner. He might not be there in 1 second, but...
Right. Which means they know they can attack that area. They'll still have disadvantage, but they know at least where to attack. Sweet. Perfect. Digby, Dickens, you're up. You see, there's this one swarm of bats on you. You see Digby kind of shouts out to you that on the far side of the room over in the corner, that strange creature there's some strange, odd creature that's also here that you haven't seen yet, chittering on the wall. You hear the chitters in your mind, the red eyes that seem to evade you when you look, but now you at least have an idea where this creature is. Dickens Sangleface, what do you do?
All right. I set the globe down and start spinning it as fast as I can, and then I pull out my hammer and I jump up onto the globe and I let it twist me around, and then I want to catch up with it and spin and like kill as many of these bats as I can.
You see the hammer just freezes in the air as your body, but the hammer's still there, and it's like a rubber band that starts tightening and tightening and tightening and tightening and tightening, and then there's like a still in the air, and you spin back the other way as you catch up with the spins, and you let me see the home run hit.
All right.
This could go really well or really bad. Either way, it's hilarious to me. That does it. Shoo! Go ahead. How do you, as you spin around, Dickens, go ahead and tell me how you kill this swarm of bats. There's probably about like 25 floating around.
Yeah, so I just want to turn into the bottom of a blender. I spin, and it spins so fast that it makes a little cyclone, and it sucks them all in. And then I want to be like covered in blood and stuff and look like a super goth clown for a second, and then shake it off like a dog and look like
just you again. That's fantastic. Exactly, that happens. Amaryllis, did you have anything else you needed to do on your turn?
No.
If you're playing Whack-A-Bat? Not Whack-A-Mole, I'm sorry. I would never say that, Digby. I would never say that.
No, because I did a bunch of cool stuff already, so I'm out of tricks.
Don't forget to give yourself...
You know what I will do is I would like to break my concentration on like the fairy fire that
Uh-huh.
we make. Like as cool as Amaryllis and I look, I'm like, something is funny around here. And I start concentrating on whatever I'm not seeing rather than that spell.
Awesome. So you just want to drop fairy fire so it's not adversely affecting you guys anymore. You feel there's a slight tickle under your nose as if like he somehow managed to get at you with a little feather, and all of you sneeze, and just the powder of magic just flies off of you as he allows the concentration to go away. The bizarre magics of Dickens Tangleface. And so yeah, Dickens, you can make a perception check. You can make a perception check to see if you can see this creature, knowing where it's emanating from in the room.
Okay.
Thanks to Digby.
Perception. Thanks, Digbag.
Hey, that's enough. So you finally, for the first time after you hear Digbag shout out to you, there's this strange creature attacking as well. It's like, oh yeah, sure, some weird creature. And then like one of the most terrifying creatures you could imagine appears in front of you. It's just chittering on the wall, the mandibles as these like burning star eyes start gleaming at the mind of Sara Nade. This creature is focused on one thing, even though it was forced to attack Pickles because of your magics before.
Oh, and I just point at that shit, and I'm just like, ah!
Amaryllis, you hear Dickens screaming, pointing in the direction that Digby has shouted. Digby's little homunculus servant had saved you, eviscerating the bats that were swarming around you.
My hero.
You see the little...
I have that little moment with him, little pat on the head. But yeah, so I get the communication of everything that's going on between Digby and then Dickens, and so my Tides of Chaos ability grants me advantage on an attack roll. So I want to use that, and in the general direction that I see Dickens screaming at, I'd like to cast Chaos Bolt.
Okay,
With
sweet.
advantage.
All right, so here's how this works. Just so you know, that if you have disadvantage because you're attacking something you can't see, but you have advantage from your Tides of Chaos. Those offset, so you just get an attack. So it'll be no advantage, no disadvantage. 25 AC, that is, or even with disadvantage, you would have hit. Okay, here's this spell is so freaking cool. So on a hit, the target takes 2d8 plus 1d6 damage. You pick one of those 2d8s, okay, so click the Chaos Bolt word, because you did hit. And then I think that'll roll 2d8. I just need to see if I even put this in right. Did it work?
My mouse is freaking out.
I can try it real quick. Let me see. Ooh. At what level? It was level 1. Okay, there we go. So you rolled, there we go. You rolled a 6 and a 2. So the D6 is I'm sorry, the number, the whole attack. So either it is poison damage or it is cold damage. Which one do you want it to do?
Cold damage.
Cold damage. This icy orb of chaos.
I take it back. I'm sorry. Poison damage. Poison damage.
Poison. And let's see here. Let me. I just I always want to make sure that they don't have that. Dope. Okay. No, it is not immune to either form of that damage. So, sweet. So it's you shoot this poison orb, and just like this big globule of green energy splats on that side of the room, and it hits, dealing 8 damage to this strange creature. You hear it kind of screech, and you hear it echo in your mind for a moment. The cry of this insectoid creature. And now you know this to be a fey creature, Amaryllis. Your studies, you would know that much. This is a fey creature of the fey realm.
Is there anything that my studies could have taught me about, like a particular weakness of the Fae?
So, this one doesn't have, like, say, a specific thing. I will tell you that what you know of these mean locks, you know that it normally to do this like assault, legendarily they work in like a coven. There would be like 4 of them. The ability for this to be doing it by itself would imply that it is like a more powerful version of what you had studied. So,
Okay.
that you do know that mean locks, if they succeed on their psychic attack on your mind and draw you to 0 hit points, you are then born as a mean lock. So Sara would die and she would turn into one of these giant insectoid creatures.
Yikes. Okay. But no, that's it for me.
So dope, Amaryllis, VonCheux, you're done. Now goes our little assault here between the mean lock, the big old mean lock. It's the funniest name in the world to me. Oh yeah, get you some temp HP if you need it. All right, so she gets her save with advantage. She passes. She only takes half damage. She takes 5. Which does break through her remaining temporary hit points. She will be bolstered with more at the end of at her turn after the knee eye. So, boom. You see the hair starts growing back out again, as if this like transformation is in battle with itself right now. You guys are trying to bolster the mind of Sara to push off this corruption from this mean lock and this strange psychic energy drawn from the Feywild to corrupt this child and change her into something else. But this battle, as you guys kind of erupt back and forth, you see the transformation continues and then retracts, and yet poor Sara Nade is stuck in the middle of it all, just writhing on the bed. She does get an advantage on her save. Oh my gosh, she rolled. She rolled 2 ones.
Holy shit.
She rolled 2 ones. So even actually, I'm going to call that. Here we go. Let's take those hits, guys. We were rolling on shit crits in the beginning, and man, they are still coming in hot. Even with advantage from the power of love, she still manages to get a 1. You see her force of will not able to push back any more of the transformation. So at this point, she is still kind of turning back into that first phase where her hair was growing long and her skin, you start seeing like age spots starting to appear, but the skin has not yet withered. That is the end of Sara's turn. Go ahead and give me a D6 temporary hit points for her. Dickens. That Twilight Sanctuary, bro. The gift that just keeps on giving. There's 4 for Sara. All right. That's the end of the mean lock and Sara Nade. Pickles on Wee. You're up. What do you do?
I tambourine in his general direction.
Attack with disadvantage. AAC is not enough.
That's fine. I will do a flurry of blows.
Hop over.
Shablam, yeah. Hop over and just kind of pow, pow.
Sweet. All right, so the first strike with disadvantage misses. However, your last one, it's like when you're missing Pickles, you're not missing. You're figuring out where to strike. You know, it's like he's not here. You kick it. He's not here. You feel your chi focus, and you come through and just strike, punching into the gut with this big old mean lock.
Cool. And then I go bye, and I hop back into the circle.
Nice. Heck yeah. Boom. So you see it crack, and it's like, again, you guys kind of hear the cry of this strange creature in all of your minds at the same time. It kind of like, screeches in your ears a little bit. And even Sarah's like, you see her somewhat connected to this creature as well. But Pickles, is that the end of your turn?
I will just declare out loud again, like, little bitch, wake up, little bitch.
You see that connection that you have with her is still bolstering her when it comes to her saves against this effect. So sweet. Dig back, you see Pickles roll up and kind of punch, and for a brief moment as she contacts, you see the outline of the creature. You can still see it, because of your tremor sense, but with your eyes, you can actually make it out now through across the room. But you see the creature, no disadvantage for you. What do you do?
Get smoked.
Nice, 15 AC hits on the money. 15 AC is what it has.
And blammo. Fuck.
7 damage. You see fire off and it blasts through the carapace. You see it just shoots right through kind of like the chitinous shell on its shoulder, knocking off one of these strange stray antennas that chitter off the sides of this nightmarish creature.
Broly, back me up. There it is. Fuck beans.
You see, it kind of flies over to try to get in range for his little attack and shoots off, but he doesn't see the creature as well. He doesn't have your tremor sense.
You have to work. This is embarrassing again.
You see, he's like, Dickens. Oh, don't forget, Digby, you get the temporary hit point fountain of Twilight Sanctuary.
I also
No. Nope.
Oh, can you
How
count
about for Roly? Let's go for Roly.
one for Roly and then one for Pickles as well?
pick out.
Pickles.
All right. So
Sweet.
Pickles go take the 3.
Boom. So you get 5 Pickles. All right, Dickens. You see, Digby fires a shot off over at the creature. Again, he's still invisible, but you know where he's at, so you would have disadvantage on attacks against him.
Okay. Can I march towards where I think he's at and with my hand out and see if I run real fast, if I run into him? I'm like, I fucking hate bugs. And I pull my hammer up behind my back, like that pest control thing. And then I
All right, you start moving forward. I mean, the same rule would apply. I mean, depending on how close you want to get to him. Just remember, your Twilight Sanctuary moves with you. But you can move him wherever you want to go.
I want to put my hand on him and then boom. I don't know if that would help me in any way.
It would, unfortunately, the way that it works is you're just attacking a space where you think the guy is. So it's like you would if it's a touch attack, then you would have disadvantage on the attack.
Okay, well then I just want to get close enough to whack him with this hammer, and I'll come up with it behind my back, like.
Okay, cool. Do you want to use your elasticity to get the extended range?
Yes, I do.
So that would put you here. Amaryllis, you just want to move into it before the end of your next turn. Is how that works for everybody. But everybody else is still protected by it.
Sick. All right, yeah. So there's that, and then yeah. I will whammy this guy hopefully.
Big bucks, no whammies. 11 AC, not good enough. You kind of swing. You hear the chittering, but you imagine that it's like shifted around. You're kind of aiming toward the ground. Perhaps it's like skittered up the wall just a little bit. You swing at it, but you don't make contact.
Okay, I yell. That's where it isn't.
So it's as helpful as knowing where it is sometimes. So yes, you are able to. You're outside of its reach, however, by using your cartoonish elasticity ability, and it is going to use an ability at the end of your turn. 2 willing creatures that it can see within 30 feet of them. So it's going to go. Oh, sweet. Sara is one of them. You see Sara just disappears from the bed and then is teleported to the side of the creature. Amaryllis disappears and appears also at the side. You see it uses this ability, come to me, and suddenly draws the 2 females close to either side of it. You see it looks down, chittering. It did that at the end of your turn, Dickens. So if you have anything else, you can. I think that was your move in action. Yeah, there you go. Nice 8 temporary HP. Heck yeah. So Amaryllis, you suddenly are standing on one side of the room and then you're just magically teleported. You look up and there's this strange insectoid creature just chittering down at you with these red insectoid eyes, just kind of talking into your brain. You feel like these like waves of energy just coming out of your ears as this thing's trying to like get into your mind. What do you do?
I'm stunned. I'm so shocked. But I want to I want to cast Shocking Grasp as I like strangle and try to choke.
Nice. All right, go ahead and hit it with Shocking Grasp. I think it's a DC 13 save. You do see it, by using its Come to Me ability, it dropped its invisibility, so you don't have the disadvantage. All of you now, if you haven't, I think everybody at this point has seen the creature. Now you all can see it. There's no longer a disadvantage. 12 AC is not enough to hit it. You see if you kind of reach forward, one of its big pincers just slaps your hand away. It shocks it, but the chitinous shell is so thick that it doesn't seem to burn it for any damage.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm just going to... Oh, I'm already teleported back in the circle, so I don't need to worry about that.
Yes. Thanks.
Yeah,
It's like,
thanks.
Dang it.
Can I prepare shield in case they strike against
So
me?
yeah, it's a reaction spell. So basically, like if you get hit, you can cast it, kind of a thing, because you haven't used your reaction yet. So you can be ready. It's like if this thing's going to come at me, I'm ready to cast shield.
All right. Well, then just that then.
Cool. All right, so go ahead and get the fountain of temporary hit points ever giveth. Go ahead and roll a d6 for us, Dickens.
Nice.
You get 7 temporary hit points, if that's more than you already have.
Yeah.
The sweet protection of this twilight smoke, emanating from Dickens, one of the more powerful protective magics you've ever seen. It's just like quite extreme in raw powers, this cleric ability. As you see, you guys kind of bolstered against these forces of darkness. At the end of your turn, it is going to be our Meanlock's turn. He's going to, let's see if he recharges. He gets a d6. If he rolls a 5 or 6 and recharges, he rolled a 1, so he can't teleport away. Which is stupid, because I would have liked him to do that. Here we go. All right, so not Tina. Gosh dang it. It has 2 claws. One's coming at you, Amaryllis. So it swings down at you, +4 to this. At 8 AC, it misses anyway. So you see this cloth strike down at you. You notice there's like a strange little type of poison at the end of its claw, as if it did pierce your skin, it might be bad news. And then, however, it is attacking a prone Sara Nade to the left of it. You see the claw comes down with advantage on the strike. 13 and a 4. So the AC it hits, it strikes. And you see, as you're looking over Amaryllis, this strange poison is injected into the physical body of Sara Nade. You see her body go stiff, as if like rigor mortis were set in all at once. Her physical body no longer providing her much aid in this battle against this manipulative magic of the creature. She does get her save from it, but without the benefit of the advantage any longer. She fails. So you see once more the age spots on her skin start to solidify as her fingertips start to grow longer, fingernails growing ever longer, as if she's withering in age before you. But that's the end of theirs. Pickles on Weed. What do you do?
Cool. Hate that. So I'm gonna tambourine at this guy.
No longer disadvantage. You attack fine. Toss it through the air.
Did it go? It didn't go.
I don't think.
I'm gonna go again.
And this is the song we sing when it's not going. Yeah, no. There we go. It's all coming all at once. I'm gonna count the first one.
Okay.
21 AC is a hit. 7 bludgeoning damage. You see you cracks into this thing, and its face rolls back. You bust one of the mandibles. You see it no longer like it's chittering evenly. One of them drops down, and it's like a little pincer thing now, cutting in front of it. But you blast it, and it's still alive, but it's in pretty bad shape.
Let's see. I'm already out of key points, and I used the tambourine, so that's only the 1 attack, right? Or no, I can do 2 of those.
Yeah, you could still move over. Yeah, because it's like the way your weapon, it's a monk weapon, so it's like you use it the same way you would use your fists or your feet. And so yeah, but you would have to move. You would move up 1 into that space there just to close the gap for your attack. The tambourine can hit from a distance, But for your second attack, you would want to use. You'd have to use your. It's a melee attack, I believe, right? The martial arts.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pop up and then I'm gonna give him a little pit pat. Hold on. Of course, I closed the sheet for like 2 seconds. Okay, wow.
The pause. 14 is a miss. Oh, just barely. It's 15 AC. You see this creature, it's recoiling. You can see it's in like defense mode as it's trying to gather things and it's cuddling itself up against the wall. And it's finally like not just attacking the mind, but the body itself of Sara. You can see it's like realizing that it's outnumbered greatly, and all of its agents of shadow that were aiding it. It's now just it and you guys. You can sense a bit of a palpable fear as its antennae are chittering away.
Cool. I hop up onto the bed after that.
Digby, you see Pickles hop over. You get the temporary hit points. So if you want to roll a d6 for them, Dickens. Digbag, you see sitting there, this monster. It's got, it just clawed at Amaryllis to try to infect her with this poison, taking a strike at her. You see it strike into this other like gorgeous young woman as her body is affected with this paralysis, infected by the poison of its claw. Digby, you see, the moment's upon you. What do you do?
Well, I want to lean over to my buddy and say, you know what? Let's just get this right. This one time. This so embarrassing this whole time. Let's just do this. And if we're just gonna fucking shoot, like, just do it.
You see it flutters over.
Happen.
Nice. Dirty 20. You see it flutters over and big spoons you while it also shoots its beam. 16 AC is a hit. And so both you and it. Ooh, let's see how much damage you do. You do it. You got 8 and then D4 plus 2. Boom! All right, Digbag, Moleeggington the third, and Roly Moly Poly. What do you do to this nightmarish creature?
Well, I just want to say, we help people around here, and you look terribly foolish for messing with me and my best friends, even though I don't know what one of us went to. He jumped in another portal, but he's so important to the rest of us, and my little robot friend. I love all of you. Adventures are fun. Fuck you, man.
Beams and bullets. Oh, these bees. You see eviscerate the creature. You see it's kind of pressed against the wall. And in this terrible screech, all of you guys put your hands to your ears. It's this like shrieking death knell, not like the snail that, almost killed all of you guys. It doesn't explode in sonic energy or anything. But you just hear this telepathic screech in all of your ears. And it's hard to focus for a moment as you see the creature dies and falls. And when it falls, so too does Sara. Her body paralyzed, unable to brace herself. You see she lands on the ground. And everything around you, that kind of nightmare scape, starts shimmering like the top of a big, deep, magical pool. Dickens, you look down. Your body, again, the opacity of yourself, you can kind of see through yourself at the ground beneath you. Your friends and allies, as they look at you, you kind of like shimmer in and out as this kind of wave of nightmarish energy permeates the room. You see finally in a moment as Sara's body lands on the ground, this last pulse of energy washes over. And the nightmare realm is severed. Dickens, you wake back up in the chair in the bar at the Hopalong Haven. You're sitting up, staring at you once more is your own face, the Wayfarer with the image of you perfectly replicated. Looking back into your own eyes, you see once more this chaotic smile crosses his lips. We jump back over to the Nade Manor. You're all sitting there. You see the walls around you stop wobbling and the kind of magical energy, the bubble bursts. And you're back in the realm of the world. No longer this nightmarish realm. You all kind of can't help but look at your bodies, feeling that lethargy of the other place wash away from you. You hear the shifting motion of Sara on the ground. And in a moment, you all turn and look down And you see the once beautiful face of Sara Nade is now that of a 75-year-old woman. The skin on her face, starting to loosen with age. Some thick age spots on her arms. Her fingernails have grown long and gaunt, and her beautiful silver hair now hangs wiry and white. Her eyes open. She looks down upon herself and screams. And that's where we're going to pick it up next time, guys.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Of
Dang.
course it is.
Dang.
Good.
Ooh.
The drama.
Holy crap, guys. Fantastic stuff. Wow. Man, I love playing D&D with you guys. Seriously. It's fucking, I'm absolutely floating right now. All right. That was dope. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Seriously, thanks for everything. I can't, whatever. This is a lot. It's a big focus of much of our work right now. It's great. We're all creators. We all work in other spaces. We all are out there doing that damn thing. But the fact that we can all kind of just get together and make this thing happen every week is fucking incredible. Obviously, we all miss Jake this week. He couldn't be with us. But he is. I forgot to tell you guys.
That's
Jake,
what it was.
That's the thing. Obviously, we fucking love you so much, bud. And if we can get everybody together, we try to. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. All the love in the world to him. Believe me, Gary Greenheart jumped into his own portal, and some things have been going on over there that y'all don't even know about. So, man, I'm so pumped. I can't wait to continue telling this beautiful story with you guys. It's nearly dawn in the the city of Humble Patch, and the great opening day ceremony is nearly upon us. So, oh yeah, there's like a god seed underground. Anyway, guys, fucking A. We do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter like this blue one. How does it always change? I didn't have a lighter earlier. Now I have two, and it's not the one from before. Make sure you're not going to light any of your friends, your family, your household pets, or your nightmares, dream creatures on fire and go. Lighters up. We missed you, Jake. We fucking love you, bro. Thank you, bud, so much for hanging with us. Play D&D, create stuff, be happy, support each other, and let's fucking make this world a little sweeter. Like a little sweet place. Full of sweet things.
Sweetmeats.
Give me all your sweet meat.
Oh, yeah. So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.